Fairy. Healing Mirajane, Black Dragon Sky Template. Chapter 61. At this moment, the battle scene in front of her completely subverted Urza's understanding. His pupils trembled, and the fire of battle reflected in his eyes. The firelight swayed slightly, and he murmured, "How is it possible?" In Urza's perception, the Dark Magic Order is the most powerful and terrifying existence, an existence that cannot be defeated. What about now? Got crushed. He was even crushed by 3 cats. Is it cat? This is the god of war. This scene directly subverted Urza's cognition. Mirajane also had a surprised expression. She glanced at the trio of cats and then at Ron, with countless thoughts in her mind. There must be something involved in this. The Dark Magic Order is going to sneak attack on the Dragon Empire, and then the Cat Legion will meet the Dark Magic Order. There must be something to do with it. Could it be that Ron's background is very deep? He has an ulterior and powerful background, and he is very powerful. Mirajane can't say she knows Ron very well. In her eyes, Ron has always been a mysterious and powerful spokesperson. The sudden appearance changed her life. She also thought it was normal that Ron had such a powerful force as the Cat Legion in his hands. After all, Ron was also so powerful. No wonder, when he heard that the Dark Magic Order was about to attack, Ron looked calm and wanted to come over to take a look. It turned out that Ron had already laid out the plan and prepared everything. Mirajane's idea is also the idea of Levi, Juvia, Urza and others. But Levi, Juvia, and Urza didn't say it. Mirajane, who was straightforward, asked directly, "President, those cat legions, such a powerful force, must be your plan." Ron did not deny this. There are trump cards behind the scenes, like the Witch's Sin, the bottom 20 cards. Of course, there are also obvious trump cards, such as the Cat Legion, which can directly come out to help him when necessary. In response, Levi and Juvia looked excited, their eyebrows slightly sculpted. They respect Ron even more. Especially Juvia. It was the first time she had seen Lord Ron take down the Dark Guild leader. The whole process is completed in one go, killing everything. Now that I see Lord Ron's powerful cat army, I can't help but think, is this all for Juvia? Beside, the silent Urza pursed her lips and bit her teeth, her beautiful eyes reflecting the figure of the young man in front of her, full of envy. The other party is so strong and has such a powerful force. It would be great if she could be so strong. Under the shock of everyone, members of the Dark Magic Order continued to fall. Under Yi Yi's instant coaxing mode, all the miscellaneous soldiers had been cleared. Only the High Priest was left, holding a golden staff, with a panicked expression and trembling pupils, Zheng Dao. "Don't come over here. I am the High Priest of the Dark Magic Order. The spirit of Zirf will curse you." Seeing this, the corner of Ron's mouth twitched. Zirf is not dead yet, others can't die, the dead soul is a hammer. The next second, the High Priest, who was at the end of his crossbow, waved the golden staff in his hand and let out a sad roar. "I used all my magic power and the magic I used was golden magic." A huge golden magic circle formed instantly over the head of the High Priest, shining brightly and filled with huge power. At this moment, the High Priest's momentum was terrifying. Used golden magic. Gold escaped thousands of miles. There is no doubt that this is a move, the magic of escape. The High Priest panicked. The High Priest was afraid. The High Priest was scared, so the High Priest wanted to run away. This scene made Ron unable to hold back. With such a powerful aura, such majestic magic power, the last magic was just to escape. Of course, the High Priest cannot escape. The white cat Xiaobai used illusions to control the High Priest's cognition, delaying a little time. Afterwards, Feiju burst out with a killing spree. Turning into an afterimage, he quickly killed the High Priest. He drew his sword and swung it out, wielding the katana Anzuna. He slashed out violently, the light of the sword flashed, and the shadow of the sword disappeared in a flash. When Feiju's figure reappeared, he was already behind the High Priest, with their backs facing each other. Feiju didn't look back. The knife was slowly sheathed. Zheng. There was a sound. Immediately afterwards. Behind Feiju, the High Priest's movements froze, his expression was horrified, and his pupils were shaking. Immediately, the golden magic array slowly disappeared, and the condensed magic power also dissipated. Bang! The High Priest fell. With the fall of the High Priest, the battle is over. The Dark Magic Order was completely defeated in the end. The Dark Order that was chasing Urza was wiped out. The whole process only takes a few minutes. After everything was over, Yoruichi transformed back into the black cat form and looked back at Ron. After licking the cat's paw and meowing, he threw a small note towards Ron and disappeared into the night. The white cat Xiaobai winked playfully at Ron and then disappeared. Feiju bowed slightly, stared at Ron with sultry eyes, and said piously, "Failure to live up to expectations, mission accomplished." Immediately, it also disappeared into the night. When Feiju spoke, although everyone had already known the truth and knew that the Cat Legion was Ron's force, Mirajane, Urza and others were still shocked. Just 3 people annihilated the more powerful dark magic order. The methods are more swift and brutal, full of violent aesthetics, and the battle ends instantly. The fallen high priest, the golden staff in his hand had been shattered on the ground, his pupils were trembling, reflecting the figure of the young man in front of him, and he murmured to himself like a trembling voice, "Sure enough, are all 3 cats under his influence." Was ambushed. However, he didn't want to die yet, so he forced out a flattering expression and said, "I'll tell you a secret, can you let me go?" As soon as these words came out, Mirajane and Urza frowned, their little faces tense and full of displeasure. They all know who the dark magic order is. Wherever the order of dark magic goes, there is no grass growing. I don't know how many people have been harmed. For dark magic, for the so-called resurrection of Zirf, no one knows how many innocent people were sacrificed. However, none of them spoke, but looked at Ron silently. They knew that the only person present who was talking was Ron, and they were not taking the spotlight. The scheming high priest also saw this, and continued to seduce Ron, and said, "About the Black Rose Guild, the deepest and biggest secret. I can tell you, Ron. I believe you will be very interested." Oh, the corners of Ron's mouth turned up and he said, "Really?" Bloodshot blood flowed from the corner of the high priest's mouth, and his condition was already very bad. But he didn't want to let go of any chance of survival. With a flattering look on his face, he kept saying, "That's right. The biggest secret about the Black Rose Guild is also its biggest financial minister. Among the Dark Magic Order and Black Rose Guild alive on site, I am the only one left. I can tell you everything, this is the treasure you want. I can also offer you the treasures of the Dark Magic Order. And I only have one request, and that is to let me go." Ron smiled. "Promise you, I will indeed get huge benefits." "That's right." The high priest seemed to see the dawn of hope and said with joy, "That's it. But, I refuse." Ron shrugged and smiled. "I prefer to watch you gain a little hope, and then I personally extinguish the fire of your hope. I like your desperate expression better." To be honest, the so-called secret, Yoruichi had already given to Ron, was that little piece of paper. Immediately, the high priest was stunned and his pupils lost their highlights. Was he being tricked? Compared to him, the young man in front of him is more like a devil, playing with people's hearts. He was just about to yell, just about to curse the young man in front of him. Result. The next second, Ron condensed an ice blade with his bare hands and handed it to Urza. After taking over the ice blade, Urza's expression froze and she looked at Ron in astonishment. Ron patted Urza's back, smiled and comforted. "Come on, the town you were in was destroyed by the dark magic cult. You must avenge this with your own hands. If you don't have a sword, you can't protect the one you cherish. If you hold the sword, you can't hug the one you cherish. You have to understand this and then make a choice." Ron knew what Urza was feeling. At this time, Urza also needs to untie this knot. After hesitating for a moment, Urza's eyes gradually became firmer. Memories of the past emerged in my mind, the laughter and laughter of the past, but now there are only ruins and broken memories left. All of this was caused by the dark magic order. This time, Ron helped her get revenge. In the future, Urza will also grow up. Use your own power to protect everything. Suddenly, Urza holding the ice blade tightly with both hands. He dived out, the ice blade penetrated the high priest's chest, and blood stained everything red. The blood gurgling out spread over the ice blade, staining Urza's hands, streaking across her hands, and drops of blood falling to the ground. Tick-tock. Tick-tock, exclamation mark. Urza didn't care about this, and stared at the high priest in front of her firmly, and then fired the ice blade fiercely. PFF'd. Blood splashed out, blooming in midair. The high priest held his chest, which was full of blood and overflowed between his fingers. He couldn't stop it, couldn't stop the blood show at all. They stared at the boy and girl in front of them with horrified eyes, their faces full of unwillingness and shock. The high priest's lips moved, and he couldn't squeeze out a word for a long time, and finally fell into a pool of blood. Ha! Discarding the ice blade and shaking off the blood on her hands, Urza's eyes were extremely firm. She made a decision. From now on, she will use her own power to protect everything. Even if your hands are stained with blood, you won't hesitate. After all, Ron was right. If I don't have a sword, I can't protect you. If I hold a sword, I can't hug you. Seeing this scene, Ron's eyes flashed and he smiled happily. He knows that this is a magical world, not a cartoon house. You must become strong and hold the sword in your hand tightly to protect everything in front of you. At the same time, when the Dark Magic Order and the Black Rose Guild all fell, a new storm has emerged. How can it stagnate, as he expected, and as predicted by the divine power of the Void Consciousness World IV-1? When the Dark Magic Order fell, when the Black Rose Guild fell, he was promoted. The Black Dragon Sky Template Fusion progress is from LV8 to LV10. The power of Shira Realm also ranges from V9 to LV10. Strong promotion during Double 10. No surprises. After being promoted to Double 10, generous rewards will come as promised. The promotion reward is indeed a dragon, and not 1 or 2 dragons, nor 3 dragons, but 4 dragons. Soon, between thoughts, a data panel appeared in Ron's mind. It was filled with dense data that only Ron could see. Host: Ron. Template: Heilongtian. Fusion progress: IV-10. Divine power: Formless Realm Divine Power LV-3, Immortality Realm Divine Power LV-3, Vientian Realm Divine Power LV-3, Shira Realm Divine Power IV-10, Space Consciousness Realm Divine Power IV-1, Diamond Realm Divine Power 1B1. Divine Power Level: IV-5. Magic Skills: Colorless Wall LV-3, Thunder God's Wrath LV-1, Eternal Ice 1. Artifact: Black Dragon Divine Ring S Level. Guild President: Ron. Magic Guild: Dragon Empire. Guild Level: IV-2. Guild Members: Mirajane A Class Wizard, Elfman B Class, Lysina B Class, Kana B Class, Levi B Class, Himahima Akino S Class Wizard, Gurfia S Class Wizard, Black Shadow Core IV-2 Ice, Fire, Juvia is AC Class Wizard, the Nako Legion is an S Class, the Black Magician Girl. The Red-Eyed Black Dragon is an S Class, the Blue-Eyed White Dragon is an S Class. Guild Bond: Comprehension Against Heaven IV-2, President's Gift LV-2, Morale Rage V-2. Browse through it. Start with a blank data panel. After this period of crazy training and upgrading, the entire data panel has been filled up. And in this wave, the fusion progress of Shira Realm's Divine Power and Black Dragon Sky Template reached IV-10. Ron gained a lot, and directly obtained the Double Dragon True Red Eyes Black Dragon and the Blue Eyes White Dragon, although the strength did not reach the 9th level of the Dragon King. But its powerful strength is enough to shock the current continent of Ishgar and the entire Kingdom of Fury. This is a dragon, a long-lost legendary dragon on the continent of Ishgar and in the Kingdom of Fury. Ron could already imagine when he acted as the mastermind behind the scenes and summoned the true red-eyed black dragon and blue-eyed white dragon. How spectacular this scene is. How exciting this scene is. This scene is so shocking. This is a real dragon. Through this wave of training, it took no effort, and Ron finally became a dragon-level guild member. At this moment, Ron was also extremely excited. He was also looking forward to the strength of the red-eyed black dragon and blue-eyed white dragon. However, he also knew that he had to hide the true identities of the true red-eyed black dragon and blue-eyed white dragon. After all, in this world now, there is a black dragon with terrifying strength, Acnologia, who is looking for and killing dragons all over the world. If, by the black dragon, Acnologia detects the existence of the true red-eyed black dragon and blue-eyed white dragon, and thus discovers his relationship with the true red-eyed black dragon and blue-eyed white dragon, well, he will definitely give in to the black dragon Acnologia, which is not a good thing. The powerful strength of the black dragon Acnologia is the ceiling of the fairy tale world. This is a real ceiling, not the kind of Gojo Satoru who dominates the world 1 second and is cut in half the next. He also said, Sunuo didn't use all his strength at all, and I couldn't show everything to Sunuo. I feel very sorry for him. I was speechless. Although, during the Centennial Mission, the continent of Kiltina appeared again to the north of Alvarez, and the so-called 5 divine dragons and 6 divine dragons appeared, all of which were said to be as powerful as the black dragon Acnologia. But Ron knew that this was just taking off his pants and farting. Just like when Lu Bu was alive, everyone was inferior to Lu Bu, but after Lu Bu died, everyone said he was as brave as Lu Bu. In the original work, when the Black Dragon Acnologia was alive, the so-called 5 divine dragons and 6 divine dragons fled directly to the continent of Kiltina. Good guy. When the Black Dragon Acnologia died, everyone started to take the lead, and even started to compete with the Black Dragon. Therefore, Ron is still cautious about the ceiling-level combat power of Black Dragon Acnologia. Before your strength reaches its peak, you will never provoke the Black Dragon. In any case, Ron is extremely satisfied with the new guild members, the red-eyed Black Dragon and the blue-eyed White Dragon. Not only that, in addition to the true red-eyed Black Dragon and blue-eyed White Dragon, he also obtained an artifact, the Black Dragon Divine Ring S level. The S level Black Dragon Divine Ring is Black Dragon Sky's ring. There are 2 ferocious dragon heads on the ring. In fact, they are 2 dragons on the back of Black Dragon Sky, and their appearance looks extremely domineering. The Black Dragon God Ring is an enhanced version, which can perfectly hide the breath of the dragon. During the battle, the terrifying Black Dragon breath was released, and 2 dragons could grow from Ron's back, restoring his true form to help him fight. In summary, the S-level Black Dragon God Ring can help Ron hide his aura and the dragon's aura on weekdays, so that he does not have to encounter the Black Dragon Acnologia. During the battle, Ron's original power can be released at any time, allowing him to return to his original form, and the 2 dragons behind him will also arrive as promised. There is no doubt that with the S-level Black Dragon God Ring, Ron's strength has been greatly improved, and the fusion progress of the Black Dragon boat template has also been greatly improved. The S-level Black Dragon God Ring has 2 dragons, plus a true red-eyed Black Dragon and a blue-eyed White Dragon. This wave of promotion rewards is indeed just 4 dragons. Let Ron's strength skyrocket. After his strength increased, the corners of Ron's mouth became as difficult to suppress as ack. But he knows that he has made great progress compared to before. Compared with the level of combat power of the Black Dragon Acnologia, he is still far behind, so he still has to work hard. In the midst of his thoughts, the noise at the scene broke Ron's thoughts and brought his eyes back to reality. At this moment, after Urza took down the High Priest of the Dark Magic Order, she was surrounded by Mirajane, Levi, and Juvia. They seemed to be comforting and encouraging Urza. No one sets their sights on Ron, including the love-minded Juvia. Quietly, under the dim moonlight, the breeze came and blew by, making it feel very comfortable. Ron's forehead hair swayed in the wind, and the corners of his mouth turned up. He was also filled with emotion at the harmonious scene in front of him. All of this is peace in exchange for strength. If the strength was not enough, they would have fallen long ago and been killed by the Dark Magic Order and the Black Rose Guild. How could there be peace now? Suddenly, at Ron's feet, his shadow was reflected on the ground. Under the cold moonlight, the reflected shadows were swaying. Among the shadows on the ground, a black figure suddenly appeared. This black figure wore a black mask, only revealing a pair of scarlet pupils. The person who came was none other than the Black Shadow Killer. Seeing this, Ron's expression remained unchanged and his eyes remained calm, as if nothing had happened. The Shadow Killer quietly reported information to Ron. After a while, the report was completed. Immediately, the Shadow Killer blended directly into the shadow and disappeared again, as if he had never appeared. According to the information from the Shadow Killer, this is the Shadow Killer sent by Garfia to report the information. In the Warcraft Forest on the eastern outskirts near Magnolia, the Demon Blue Scorpion leads the Blue Poison Legion, a mighty 50-man army, waiting for an opportunity here, and the target seems to be the Dragon Empire. Because the army led by Blue Scorpion is in the Warcraft Forest in the eastern suburbs near Magnolia. Over there, it has been tightly monitored by Garfia, and there are shadow troops patrolling everywhere. Wherever there are shadows, there is the Shadow Corps. As scouts, intelligence soldiers, and patrols, the Shadow Corps' abilities are also maxed out. It perfectly monitors the entire Magnolia. As long as there is any disturbance or hostile forces, they cannot escape the intelligence network of the Black Shadow Corps and will be targeted by the Black Shadow Corps. Including the Demon Blue Scorpion and the mighty Blue Poison Legion, they have long been targeted by the Black Shadow Corps. Moreover, according to the information from the Black Shadow Corps, the Demon Blue Scorpion seems to be a demon belonging to Tartaros, which is an interesting relationship. Ron was not too surprised by this. After all, when he started the game and saved Mirajane, he offended the forces of goddess of the chill moon Sela. The demon that Mirajane received seems to be the demon from goddess of the chill moon Sela. Things were getting more and more interesting, and an idea popped into Ron's mind. Based on a combination of various things, coupled with the sixth sense prediction of the divine power IV1 of the space consciousness realm, Ron has learned that the demon Blue Scorpion is the force of goddess of the chill moon Sela. While he was going out to perform a commissioned mission, he would sneak attack on the Empty Dragon Empire base camp, and then kidnap Lysina, Elfman, and Kana, and finally use them to threaten him. Rubbing his forehead, Ron's eyes flickered and he cursed in his heart. Backquote, if you can steal a house, of course I can too. Quote. He now has double dragon, a black dragon with red eyes and a white dragon with blue eyes. He can also steal the so-called great demon goddess of the chill moon Sela and give him a big surprise. As for the witch's sin, it is his most critical trump card. He will not expose the witch's sin unless it is absolutely necessary. After all, once the witch's sin comes to help the Dragon Empire, anyone with a discerning eye can see the relationship. With the new trump card, the witch's sin can naturally continue to hide its identity. Let the new trump cards, the blue eyes white dragon and the red eyes black dragon, take action to solve everything. They should be shocked when a dragon that has disappeared for hundreds of years appears again. Even if the enemy is the demon Sela, his jaw will drop in shock. This is true. Of course, Ron couldn't let the blue eyes white dragon take action when the Blue Poison Legion attacked the Dragon Empire. He will take action in advance, allowing the blue eyes white dragon to attack the Blue Poison Legion in advance. In this way, he can perfectly hide his identity and his relationship with Blue Eyes White Dragon. After all, the Dark Guild has many enemies, and if he is suddenly killed by a dragon outside, it is none of his business. Others will only be shocked by the arrival of the real dragon. Then, let the true red-eyed black dragon sneak attack the enemy's base camp, the base camp of the Blue Poison Legion, which can also be considered as a small warning to Sela. Let you rob his house. Ron wants to see who can steal better. Phew. With a slight breath, Ron summoned the blue-eyed white dragon and the red-eyed black dragon in a flash of thought. With the Asura realm's divine power reaching IV10, Ron can already summon the blue-eyed white dragon and the true red-eyed black dragon from a distance. Let the blue-eyed white dragon descend on Magnolia and kill it in advance before the Blue Scorpion leads the Blue Poison Legion to attack the Dragon Empire. On the other side, let the true red-eyed black dragon descend on the Blue Poison Wetland. That is the base camp of the Blue Poison Legion. Let the red-eyed black dragon directly knock out the base camp of the Blue Poison Legion. As for the Blue Poison Wetland, the base camp of the Blue Poison Corps, the specific location information is still provided by the Black Shadow Corps. Although, Ron knew that the real mastermind was Sela, one of the members of the 9 demon gates in Tartaros, known as Goddess of the Chill Moon. But the current Black Shadow Corps cannot dig out the specific address of Sela. After all, this is Tartaros, and the current Black Shadow Corps is still a bit weak in V2. Therefore, Ron could only give up Sela and steal the Blue Poison Legion, a dark guild affiliated with Sela. Just like that, quietly, Ron completed the layout. This boring world needs to be lively. Let the arrival of the real dragon and its roaring roar shake the little hearts of these humans and demons. This kind of thing seems quite interesting. He can also hone the strength of the Blue Eyes White Dragon and the true Red Eyes Black Dragon, thus improving his level of strength. After everything was completed, everyone in front of them was still surrounding Urza and caring about Urza. Ron didn't pay too much attention to what was happening in front of him. Instead, he quietly took out the small piece of paper that Yoruichi gave him in his pocket and browsed the information on it. Let's take a look at Yoichi's information, as well as the secrets and treasures of the Black Rose Guild. What are they? Through the sparse and bright moonlight, Ron browsed Yi-Yi's cards, his eyebrows gradually opened, and he understood everything, and felt infinite emotions in his heart. Yoruichi Shihoin is worthy of being the former captain of the 2nd Division of the Gotei 13 Corps, the former commander-in-chief of Covert Mobile, and the commander of the 1st Division of the Criminal Army General Corps. He is also the 3rd member of the Shihoin family, one of the 4 nobles in Soul Society. The 22nd generation is in charge. The powerful strength, as well as the strong investigation ability and intelligence gathering ability, can be filled directly. In a short period of time, Yi-Yi had collected good information. The content on the note is the secret of the Black Rose Guild and all its treasures. Yi Yi won his heart deeply. According to Yi Yi's description, the Black Rose Guild was also the best among the sea-level dark guilds. Because of its strong strength, the treasure collected totals 5 million J. With this wave of money, he is one step closer to buying a house. As the number of guild members gradually increases, continuing to rent a house will be too cost-effective, so it is better to save money to buy a house. Ron never expected that as a time traveler, he would also have to worry about housing prices. Also, through Yoruichi's intelligence, Ron also learned a major piece of news, that is, the person who issued the mission from the Egg family has been captured by the Black Rose Guild. Therefore, the person is in the hands of the Black Rose Guild. Virgo's golden key is also in the hands of the Black Rose Guild. Not only that, but nearby, there was Jose, the president of the Phantom Lord, and the Earth Element Saul, who were also eyeing Ron. At the exit of Rock Monster Valley, Jose and Saul have already been ambushing here, intending to sneak attack Ron and destroy Juvia. Ron's eyes turned cold when he saw this. After obtaining the S-level Black Dragon Divine Ring, he was no longer afraid of the so-called Holy Ten Jose. In this case, get rid of the annoying flies. And attack him secretly. Want to destroy Juvia. Crazy dreams. But it has to be said that Yoruichi's investigative abilities are simply perfect. This kind of information can be obtained, which is of great help to Ron. Next, on this small piece of paper, the address of the Black Rose Guild's headquarters was also marked, as well as where the Egg family members were tied up, and where Virgo's golden key is hidden. All the information was available, which opened Ron's eyes. Yi was a know-it-all. While admiring, an even more astonishing piece of information made Ron's expression froze, and his expression gradually became serious. I saw that Luke, the president of the Black Rose Guild, also had a fatal trump card, which was the Book of Zirf. Ron has not forgotten this, according to Yi Yi's description. Luke combined the Book of Zirf with the golden key of the celestial spirit of Virgo, one of the zodiac signs, and used a magical barrier to combine the two, locking them together in the headquarters of the Black Rose Guild. Under the effect of the magical barrier, the two have been locked. Anyone who takes the Virgo golden key will be devoured by the Book of Zirf, become a sacrifice themselves, and summon the demon in the legendary Book of Zirf. In other words, if someone who is unaware of the situation rashly takes away Virgo's golden key, they will be counterattacked by the magic barrier, become the nourishment of the Book of Zirf, be swallowed by the Book of Zirf, and eventually summon the demon of the Book of Zirf. 5 grams of the final trump card. Harness the lives of your attackers and summon the demons of the Book of Zirf. Clever use of magic spells to bind and combine the two. I have to say, this design is really clever. And according to Yoruichi's information, this magical barrier is also very strong and difficult to break. Those who are caught can only wait for death. In summary, the Virgo golden key is a bait and the spell barrier is a trap. Once the prey takes the bait, it will be swallowed up by the Book of Zirf. The strategy was quite good, but it was a pity that Luke died early. Moreover, Ron also saw through Luke's plan with the help of Yoruichi. More importantly, in the Small Rock Warcraft Valley, there are not only Dark Magic Order, Black Rose Guild, Phantom Lord, Dragon Empire, Urza, and so on. Surprisingly, Celestial Spirit Mage Karen Lilica also came to participate. Karen's goal is also Virgo's golden key. Of course Ron has an impression of Karen. This Celestial Spirit Mage from Blue Pegasus is also a talented person. He uses Celestial Spirit to make power and girls' transactions. He is the contract owner of Leo and Aries. Suddenly, Ron's eyes flashed, and an idea came to his mind. Since Karen's purpose is also the Virgo golden key, then let Karen seize Virgo's golden key. Let Karen become a pawn, unlock the spell barrier formed by the Book of Zirf and the golden key of Virgo, and let the Book of Zirf devour Karen. According to Yoruichi's information, this magical barrier allows Zirf to only devour one person. In this way, after Karen is swallowed, the magic barrier will be automatically released. When he arrives, he will only have to defeat the demon in the Book of Zirf. It seems that things are much simpler. What's more, he still remembers that Karen, as a powerful celestial spirit mage, has 2 golden keys to the zodiac. They are Leo, and Aries, an Aries. Of course Ron was not interested in Leo. Ron is very interested in Aries. In this wave, can we harvest 2 celestial spirits? Virgo and Aries, allowing them to join the Dragon Empire together will greatly improve the guild bond comprehension against Heaven IV2. As for Leo, given Leo's character, Ron refused. What's more, Ron has no shortage of Leo's level of combat power. After thinking for a moment, Ron had already made his decision. Since Karen wants Virgo's golden key, just give it to her. After the Book of Zirf swallows Karen and the magic barrier is released. He only needs to defeat the demon in the Book of Zirf to obtain the golden key of Virgo and the golden key of Aries. Therefore, this is the optimal solution. Unless Karen dies, he won't get a golden key. Once Karen dies, he will not only be able to unlock the magical barrier, but also get 2 golden keys. It's such a huge profit that even if Karen dies, he won't be able to forgive him. After dealing with Karen and the demon in the Book of Zirf. After collecting the golden keys and the treasures of the Black Rose Guild. This mission is not over yet. Because, at the exit of Rock Warcraft Valley, there is also the 6th Saint Jose hiding in the dark. Regardless, everything is still under control. Ron also had countermeasures for Jose. On the other side, people are strategizing thousands of miles away. Control the blue-eyed white dragon to descend on Magnolia, control the red-eyed black dragon and descend on the blue poison wetland. Everything is under control. Phew. Ron let out a breath, his thoughts racing rapidly. Connect all the things one by one, and then solve them one by one. After sorting everything out, Ron's eyes returned to reality again. Urza, Levi, Juvia, Mirajane and others in front of them have already become familiar with each other, and they have already informed each other. Mirajane looked like a big sister, hugged Urza's shoulders, and raised the corners of her mouth. I will be your big sister from now on, and I will protect you. Who dares to bully you? Tell me. At this time, although Urza has not yet awakened the queen's aura. But he was not that kind of weak character. He crossed his arms in front of him and snorted. No, I want to become stronger and protect myself. Oh, Mirajane looked at Urza with interest. For a moment, the two of them felt like they were on a collision course. The hot sights met head-on in the air, creating fierce sparks. The current Urza is not very strong and has not grown up yet, but her momentum is not inferior to Mirajane. Seeing this, Levi held his forehead helplessly and looked at Ron for help, as if to say, President, please advise them. Ron shrugged, shook his head with a wry smile, as if to say there was nothing I could do. Ever since, Levi could only bite the bullet and smooth things over, laughing and saying, Urza, Sister Mira, it's okay. We are already partners, there is no need to worry about this. Are you right, Juvia? Juvia held the sunny baby in her arms, stood aside obediently, nodded and said, Juvia thinks it's right. We are already partners. At this time, Urza and Mirajane already have the momentum of the female versions of Natsu and Grey. They are incompatible with each other and seem to be about to fight in the next second. In the original novel, Urza and the Tame version of Mirajane are like this. They are simply the female versions of Natsu and Grey. They are itchy if they don't fight for a day. Seeing this situation, Ron covered his face helplessly. I can't bear it anymore, no need to bear it anymore. When he came in front of the two of them, he started with 2 brain-destroying attacks. Of course, the intensity is not as exaggerated as that of Manuel Zhang. Collapse. Collapse. Give Mirajane and Urza a brain breakdown respectively. The high-spirited confrontation between the two people suddenly stopped. Immediately, Mirajane and Urza both took a breath of air, holding their little heads in their hands, and looked at Ron with fierce eyes. Seeing this, Ron rubbed Urza and Mirajane's little heads. They felt good, and comforted them. Okay, okay. It's not over yet. Don't make trouble now. When you get back, make trouble slowly. Immediately, Ron explained the information he just obtained. This huge amount of information made Urza, Mirajane and others' pupils tremble. They respect Ron's abilities even more. His ability to collect intelligence is terrifying. Of course, the Phantom Lord, the Great Holy Ten Jose, and the Earth Element Sol were still guarding them at the exit of the Rock Warcraft Valley, planning to sneak attack them. Ron did not inform Mirajane, Urza and others about this matter. Because, he planned to solve this matter personally. Saying it now will only make them worry. After all, the opponent is Holy Ten Jose. What's more, telling them is useless. It is better to wait and see what happens, yourself. After explaining everything, Ron clapped his hands and said, okay, you guys understand the matter, let's continue setting off now. Mirajane put her hands on her hips and raised the corners of her mouth. Okay. Immediately, everyone embarked on the journey again. Only Urza stayed where she was, her crimson hair swaying in the wind, her lips pursed, looking enviously at the backs of Ron and others as they left. Lowering her eyes slightly, her small face could not hide the look of loneliness. Urza looked at her bare feet, which were already scarred. Was she alone again? The incident at the Black Rose Guild has been resolved. The matter with the Dark Magic Order has also been resolved, and she will no longer be hunted down. However, when Urza looked at Ron and others leaving, she always felt empty and had a strong sense of loss. The fingers of her hands were crossed and squeezed tightly. She didn't know what was going to happen next. What should she do? She was originally helpless, but she just found a small town struggling to survive. In the blink of an eye, it was destroyed by the Dark Magic Order. Regarding the future, Urza didn't know what to do. When Urza was confused, an urging voice sounded. The boy's loud shout woke Urza up, as if she was waking up from a dream. She seemed to see a beacon lighting up the road ahead. The boy was like a beacon, guiding Urza. Urza, hurry up, you're going to fall behind. Why are you still in a daze? Hurry up and catch up. Staring at the boy's back, Urza's beautiful eyes were filled with tears. She wiped away the tears, her little face flushed with joy, and she trotted all the way to keep up with Ron and the others. Next, Ron also found time to treat Urza's foot injury. This wave of treatment, although it was only a minor injury, also upgraded Ron's immortal power to IV6 3 levels in a row. This is the benefit of curing the main characters, and the rewards are huge. Mirajane also gave Urza her spare new shoes. Although Mirajane looks like a little girl on the surface, she is actually very gentle on the inside. She also takes 100% care of the new members like Juvia and Urza, acting like a big sister. Of course, Urza doesn't recognize Mirajane, the eldest sister. Her own aura is not inferior to Mirajane at all. That's all. Guild membership increased by 1 again. The future Dragon Queen, Urza. There is also Ron and others who are on their way under the night. According to the map drawn by Yi, it only took about half an hour. They successfully found Black Rose's base in the Rock Warcraft Valley, which is the so-called Black Rose base camp. Virgo's golden key, Black Rose's treasure, all are here. The Black Rose base camp is right in front of you. Because of the previous battle, the members of the Black Rose Guild have already left in full force. Thanks to the efforts of Mirajane, Juvia and others, the so-called Black Rose Guild has long been destroyed. The Black Rose base camp in front of them was just an empty shell, but Ron and others were not in a hurry to enter. Instead, quietly find a hiding place and hide quietly. Because, based on Yoruichi's information, Ron knew that Virgo's golden key and Black Rose's treasure were both close at hand. But these are all bait, and there are magic traps inside, waiting for prey to take the bait. So, they must be patient. Let Karen go first, let her become their pawn, help them unlock the magic trap and unlock the magic enchantment. In the low bushes, Ron, Mirajane, Urza, and Levi were gathered together. In the small and cramped space, everyone huddled together, and each other's breath blew out onto each other's faces. Everyone could vaguely hear each other's heartbeats. The atmosphere was a bit ambiguous. Ron coughed, cleared his throat and said, "Well, let's wait first. Wait patiently and let Karen take the bait and unlock the magic trap and magic barrier for us." Karen's character is just like this, quite bad. Ron is also ruthless in dealing with such people. Mirajane's eyes flickered and she nodded slightly. Well, what about Urza? Urza doesn't know magic yet. Following us in will be dangerous. Levi looked at Urza with worried eyes and said, "That's right. Otherwise, Urza and I stay here later, and I can protect Urza. Although, my magic attack is not very strong. But, it's still possible to protect Urza." Juvia held the sunny baby in her arms and said, "Juvia can also protect Urza. Because Urza is our partner." In response to everyone's friendliness, Urza curled her lips and said firmly, "No, I want to fight too." Waving her pink fist, Urza picked up a wooden stick on the ground, protected it in front of her, and continued, "Even if you don't know magic, I can fight too. Because we are partners, I can't just sit back and watch." Obviously, Urza at this time was also very competitive and naturally did not want to be a burden to others. Ron patted Urza on the shoulder, looked at Mirajane and the others again, and raised the corners of his mouth. "Have you forgotten your magic? Who taught it?" Say it. Juvia, Mirajane and others suddenly realized. Especially Juvia. She had just learned magic and already had such a terrifying emperor. Urza looked back in shock, looked at Ron, and said in surprise, Ron, what does this mean? Ron explained patiently. Let me teach you magic. Urza's pupils expanded rapidly. Her face was shocked, and she murmured, teach me magic. But, there will be a battle soon, is it too late? Ron said confidently, there's enough time. Immediately, Urza's pupils trembled, her eyes reflected the figure of the young man in front of her, and her lips moved. Just as she was about to say something, she saw the young man slightly raising his right hand and caressing her forehead. The next second, a surge of powerful magic. As it poured into Urza's body, her pretty face instantly turned red, she lightly pursed her red lips and bit her teeth. This majestic wave of magic seduces Urza and at the same time instills magical memories in Urza. The moment Urza joined the Dragon Empire, the Guild Bond President's gift LV2 allowed Ron to understand the dress-up night dress-up magic. Now, Ron is using President's gift level 2 to teach double dressing magic to Urza. The whole process took just the blink of an eye, and the teaching was ultimately successful. Urza successfully comprehended dress-up night dress-up magic. Not only that, things are far from over. The moment she understood the dress-up night dress-up magic, Urza's entire body erupted with a terrifying wave of magic power. This terrifying magic power is Urza's innate talent. In addition, with the blessing of the Guild Bond Comprehension against Heaven IV2 and the assistance of the Guild Master's Gift V2, Urza, who had just learned magic, the majestic magic power that existed in her body also exploded directly at this moment, roaring crazily and tyrannically, as if she was breaking through the limit. Urza's crimson hair floated directly towards the sky. The whole body is also covered with a surging magical energy shield, isolating Urza from the outside environment. During the whole process, Mirajane, Levi, and Juvia looked shocked, their mouths slightly open, and their faces full of worry. Mirajane shook Ron's shoulders and urged, Ron, please think of a solution. Urza, is the magic out of control? Mirajane, who looks like a bad girl, also cares very much about Urza. The same was true for the rest of the people. Levi asked worriedly, President, is Urza okay? What's going on here? Ron narrowed his eyes slightly, rubbed his chin with his right hand, his eyes stayed on Urza, considered for a moment, and said in deep thought, it's okay. Urza is just pushing her limits. To put it simply, the previous Urza already possessed terrifying magic power. This was Urza's magical talent. It is precisely because of this majestic magic power that the Dark Magic Order has been hunting Urza. Now, when I teach the dress-up night, dress-up magic to Urza, it's like, Urza's magic is dry wood, and the magic I taught Urza is fire. When the two met, the fire completely ignited the dry wood, allowing Urza's magical potential to be fully maximized. Let the majestic magic power in Urza's body be released and controlled. To summarize, Urza is a magic genius. She has terrifying magic power. Once she learns magic, she will be completely awakened, like an awakened queen, and become the true queen of dragons. Of course, this is also inseparable from the assistance of Guild Bond's President's Gift LV2 and Intelligence-Defying Heaven IV2. Urza in the original book can directly burst out powerful magic when she awakens magic, and directly kill a bunch of magic soldiers in the Tower of Heaven. Today, Urza has the magic taught by Ron, as well as the blessings of the Guild Bond President's Gift LV2 and Intelligence against Heaven IV2. It is of course normal to surpass her limits and break through herself here. Just like that, under the shocked eyes of Mirajane, Levi, and Juvia, Urza, the person involved, had crimson hair flying around. She stretched out her hands and lowered her eyes to look at them. Once, she was envious of Mirajane, Juvia, and Levi. I envy their fighting prowess, their power, their magic. Now, Urza also has her own magic. This is the magic given to Urza by Ron. Urza knew this very well. It was Ron who changed her. Clenching her hands violently, forming small fists, feeling the power of magic, Urza took a deep breath, trying to control the magic in her body. Closing her eyes slightly, Urza tried to control this scourge called magic. She knows that once she succeeds, her strength will increase tremendously. You can also fight side by side with Ron, Mirajane and others. That's all. The originally majestic and turbulent magic power, the rippling magic power, stirred up a terrifying strong wind, and blew the surrounding leaves and branches into the sky. Suddenly, fallen leaves were flying all over the sky, and finally fell slowly, scattering on the hair and bodies of Ron and others. This originally violent and roaring magic power gradually subsided and seemed to be under control. The craze of magic power surging around it became calmer, and the strong wind disappeared. Seeing this, Ron's eyes flashed slightly and the corners of his mouth twitched. Have you got it under control? As expected of a member of my guild, you can control the magic power in your body so quickly. As expected of Urza, but in the final analysis, he is the most powerful. Urza was also able to control the rampant magic power in her body so quickly with the blessing of the Guild Bond's President's Gift Level 2 and Intelligence Against Heaven IV2. 0 flowers requested. Gradually, everything seemed to have calmed down. Urza's crimson hair also fell down and hung on her shoulders, as if nothing had happened. After a wave of operations, with the assistance of the Guild Bond President's Gift LV2, Intelligence Against Heaven IV2 plus Urza's terrifying talent, Urza directly breaks through the limit. Successfully promoted to A-level mage, equal to Mirajane. This is Queen Urza, whose terrifying talent is enough to shock everyone. This scene, Mirajane, Levi, and Juvia were stunned. They felt Urza's power, strength, ferocity, and majestic magic power, which was on par with Mirajane. Urza, who has just awakened magic and just learned magic, is already on an equal footing with Mirajane. Levi exclaimed. So strong. Is this Urza? Absolutely the Queen of Dragons. Our guild is the Dragon Empire, and Urza is like the Dragon Queen in the Dragon Empire. In this way, the title of Dragon Queen began to slowly spread. Juvia nodded and said, Juvia agrees. Urza is so strong and Juvia must work hard for Lord Ron. Obviously, Urza's powerful aura has impressed Levi, Juvia and others. Mirajane, on the other hand, was full of fighting spirit, gearing up and excitedly saying, Hey! Urza, you are quite capable. Want to spar? For the words of Mirajane, Levi, Juvia, et al. Urza, who was in shock, didn't notice. She herself was shocked by this new power. Is this magic? Her magic. She had just learned magic, so she must still be very weak, still far behind Ron. She still had to work hard, try to catch up with Ron, and not hold him back. In the midst of her thoughts, Urza raised her eyes to look at the blue-eyed boy in front of her. She couldn't help but step forward and lean forward towards Ron. Immediately, the dragonfly touched the water and kissed it gently. The electric shock-like touch made her pretty face blush, her head felt hot, and the melon seeds on her little head were also emitting hot steam. During the whole process, Ron's pupils were widened, and he could only watch helplessly as he was being pushed, and his crimson hair swept across his face under the dim moonlight. Immediately afterwards, Urza reacted and hurriedly pushed Ron away with her little hands, and explained in a panic, Listen to me, Ron, thank you. Don't get me wrong, this is the custom here. This is how you thank people. However, Urza, who was meeting a boy up close for the first time, tried her best to act cute and pass the test. It's just that poor acting skills, even Alibaba's father, Xiaoma Yunfan and Xiao Qin can't be deceived. Touching his lips, the soft and warm feeling remained. Ron glanced at Urza meaningfully, and the corners of his mouth twitched. Is this so? I understand, this is the custom here. Urza looked away from Ron, showed a nervous smile, a little contrasting with the cute feeling, and said, That's right. Anyway, thank you. I will work hard, and I will work hard for the next battle. Ron nodded and said, Yeah, I believe you. This scene made Mirajane, Levi, and Juvia on the side have dull expressions and froze in place. Urza, who seems to be strong, is actually very cute. She even kissed Ron. How many times is this already? Mirajane was unable to complain. Suddenly, Mirajane recalled something important. What Ron once said before coming here. I will never bring another girl back to the guild. Until now, the corners of Mirajane's mouth twitched. She finally understood the meaning. If you don't bring one, bring two, right? Urza and Juvia. However, young Mila is still too young after all. These are definitely not two, because there are more behind them. After a brief interlude, Urza was successfully promoted and became an A-class mage, with the same strength as Mirajane. From this point on, Mirajane seemed to be incompatible with Urza. Even when nothing happens, the two of them are like Natsu and Gray, fighting every minute. When something happens, the two of them are like sisters who are heart to heart with each other, and they all come together as one heart. For a moment, the atmosphere at the scene was a bit solemn. Urza confronts Mirajane. The eyes of the two collided, creating fierce sparks in the air. Mirajane geared up and said excitedly, Urza, you are very strong. Is this your strength? Let's compare notes. Urza was not to be outdone and showed no signs of deterioration. She snorted, you shriveled bad girl, I'll always be with you. Mirajane raised her lips slightly. Oh, what are you talking about? Big fat pig. Stop talking nonsense and let's fight. Exactly what I want. I want you to know who is the senior. The two of them kept talking to each other, and neither of them was willing to give in. Seeing this, Ron covered his face helplessly, raised his hands, and used his magic skill, brain. Collapse. Exclamation mark. Directly double kill Urza and Mirajane. The crisp knocking sound hit Mirajane and Urza's heads. Suddenly, both of them hugged their heads and stared at Ron. Mirajane grinned and snorted. President. Urza also curled her lips. Oh, what are you doing? After rubbing their heads and comforting them a little, Ron smiled slightly. Okay, if you want to fight, we'll fight again when we get back to the guild. We are still performing the entrusted mission. It is very dangerous here and is not suitable for internal control. Seeing Ron's serious expression, Urza and Mirajane looked at each other, turned their heads away, snorted, and stopped arguing. Heaving a sigh of relief, Ron was helpless and raised his eyes to look at the Black Rose base camp not far away. It has to be said that the Black Rose Dark Guild is indeed quite rich and has decorated its base camp into a luxurious villa. The huge villa has a swimming pool, a garden, a court, all kinds of entertainment facilities, which is really enviable. However, the next second, Ron narrowed his eyes slightly, under the dark night and the cold moonlight. He saw a figure. The man was naked and his whole body was exposed. He has long light green hair, bright red lips, and a coquettish red mink coat. The overall image is very coquettish, roasted, and vicious. Obviously, this person is Karen Lilica, the celestial spirit mage of Blue Pegasus. Come yet. His bait. The corners of Ron's mouth turned up slightly. Very good, let him make a profit. Putting his index finger to his lips, Ron shushed, shrank his body to better hide himself in the bushes, and whispered, Karen is here. Immediately, Levi and Juvia obediently covered their mouths with both hands, fearing that they would make any noise and alert the front. At this time, Mirajane and Urza also rarely calmed down and stopped arguing. That's all. Ron and others are waiting for the opportunity. Hiding in the dark, waiting for the best opportunity. The other side. Karen was very happy, with a face full of joy. The snipe and the clam quarrel, and the fisherman gain. Now the Black Rose Guild and the Dark Magic Order are fighting against the Dragon Empire, and they are fighting very hard. Fortunately, she had information and came here to find out. At this time, there was no one in the huge villa at Black Rose Base Camp, which was a huge advantage to Karen. She is so smart, using her beauty to deceive those stupid men and get the latest information. Then, knowing that the Dragon Empire was attacking Black Rose also found a helper, the Dark Magic Order, and the more fierce they fought, the better. Beauty is her greatest weapon. With her beauty, her rent, clothes, food, drink, housing and transportation, and even mission information are all free, and she can even make money. Haha, stupid men. It's not like she, Karen, is playing with her in the palm of her hand. As a sophisticated egoist, Karen only uses beauty. Letting those men serve her, she would not give anything, including beauty, to those licking dogs. Those licking dogs are only meant to be looked at, not touched or touched, and she can also get the maximum benefit. Including this information, she obtained it through deception from licking dog number 14. The other party was stupid enough to steal information from his own guild and gave her an extra $1 million, saying it was pocket money. While getting the information, she also got $1 million. It was really easy to make money. The more she thought about it, the more excited she became, and the smile on Karen's face became even bigger. Swaggeringly, she walked into the villa at the Black Rose Base Camp. Karen also had a map in her hand, which was given to her by licking dog number 11. It marks the location of Virgo's golden key and the location of the Black Rose treasure. As she walked, she hummed a tune happily, and Karen's pleasure level was already maxed out. Virgo's golden key, the contract's 3 golden keys of the zodiac, Black Rose's treasure. She, Lady Karen, wants them all. Walking in the brightly lit, spacious and huge villa, Karen bypassed several winding corridors and walked along the corners. Finally, he stopped in a corner of the villa, in front of an inconspicuous room. After thinking for a moment, Karen took out the golden key of Leo, waved it suddenly, and sneered, "Open it." Leo, the Leo gate. Immediately, the golden light shines. When the dazzling light fades. Wearing a black suit, Leo looks like a cowherd, wearing sunglasses and a solemn expression, making a shining appearance. As Leo, the head of the 12 zodiac signs in the celestial spirit world, Leo still has yellow hair, and the yellow hair on one end is very conspicuous. Glancing at the contractor Karen, Leo adjusted the frame of his sunglasses and said coldly, "What's the matter?" Karen snorted in displeasure. "Be polite to me. You don't want anything to happen to Aries. I am your contract owner and the master of your celestial spirit." Threaten him with Aries again. Leo dared to be angry but dared not say anything. His pupils under his sunglasses flashed coldly, and he gritted his teeth and said, "I know. What do you need me to do?" Karen pointed to the room in front of her and sneered, "I want to enter this room because I'm afraid there is a trap in it. You go in for me first." Leo's eyes twitched, but he finally pushed open the door. There was a click, the door opened, and he walked in slowly. Everything is fine, the whole room is decorated simply and plainly. Suddenly, a transparent protective box attracted Leo's attention. Just because the thing stored in this transparent protective box is the golden key of celestial spirit Virgo, one of the 12 signs of the zodiac. Moment. Leo understands everything. Karen also wants to seize other golden keys. His verbal contract with Karen must also be fake. Karen's ambition is not that small. He can tell from the fact that Karen is still looking for the golden key to the zodiac. Once Karen gets Virgo's golden key, she will definitely contract Virgo's golden key and Aries' golden key. Everything Karen did before was just to use him and make him work desperately for Karen. At this moment, it's too late. The moment Leo realized everything, Karen twisted her lips, possessed by the god of war, and swooped over Leo's body, leaving behind a trail of afterimages, and killed herself in front of Virgo's golden key. Immediately afterwards, he took out a weapon from his arms, an iron whip with a cold light, and suddenly whipped it towards the transparent protective box in front of him. Snapped. A crisp sound. The transparent protective box was vulnerable, and the glass was shattered everywhere. Karen finished in one go, took the Virgo golden key inside, held it tightly in her hand, and took out the golden key of Aries from her arms. Don't give Leo a chance at all, he's so decisive. Raising the two golden keys in her hands, Karen stared at Leo in front of her with a mocking gaze, and said with a smile, "Sorry, little Leo. I won this round. I not only want to force a contract with Aries, but I also want to force a contract with Virgo. I am the true master of celestial spirit. With the 3 golden keys, I will definitely become famous in the kingdom of Fury, become the most famous mage, and earn more money." At this moment, Karen imagined a better future. It was too late. Virgo's golden key and Aries' golden key were all in Karen's hands. Leo gritted his teeth and roared, "Karen, you lied to me." Karen smiled disdainfully and snorted, "I'm not just cheating on you. All men are my playthings. Have you learned it, little Leo? Let me teach you a lesson. Let's make a contract." The 12 signs of the zodiac. The reason why Leo in the original book is so sea king is because he learned the skills of Karen, the queen of the sea. Closing curly bracket. Just when Karen was infinitely arrogant, infinitely confident, and at her peak, everything comes to an abrupt end. The air was silent, and the moonlight falling through the window became even colder, falling coldly on Karen and Leo. The two people had shocked expressions and their pupils were shaking. Just because. When Karen forcibly contracted the Virgo golden key and the Aries golden key, being shrouded by an invisible force, this is not magic, but a curse. The so-called curse power is exactly the power of the devil. This is the ultimate malice, the result of this. At this moment, Karen's expression was distorted and she said in a tone like green tea, "I'm sorry. Leo. You know me, I'm more of a joker. You know, I was just joking with you. Please, help me." Karen, entangled by the spell, was unable to move, like a puppet on strings, losing control of her body. She also knew the seriousness of the matter. The black magic power surged out from the broken transparent protective box and enveloped Karen's entire body. The disguise immediately faded away and the broken transparent box instantly returned to its true appearance. It was the Book of Zirf. The book of darkness suspended in midair, entwined with endless spell power, bursts out with endless spell power like a tsunami. This is the book of Zirf. Synonymous with horror, terrifying, powerful and invincible. During the whole process, Leo watched the changes. As the leader of the Zodiac, he has a history of rejecting contract students. Faced with Karen's request, Leo remained calm and murmured, "This is actually a trap." The Book of Zirf is disguised as a transparent protective box, wrapped in Virgo's golden key. Once the Virgo golden key is taken away, the Book of Zirf will swallow the person holding the golden key, making him a sacrifice, and then resurrecting him. Hearing this, Karen's face collapsed and twisted, and she cursed like a shrew regardless of her image. I want you to save me, not for you to explain. Who are you? Celestial spirit, I am your master. In an instant, in the case of Karen's breakdown, the Book of Zirf opens automatically. A majestic black spell surged out like a vast ocean, directly drowning Karen and everything, including Karen's cries for help, shouts, and screams. In just an instant, Karen was devoured and became a sacrifice in the Book of Zirf, and the demon in the Book of Zirf was successfully summoned. The most tragic thing is that Karen is not dead yet, she is still alive like nourishment. Living in the body of the devil, he became the devil's nutrient. The devil absorbed energy and nutrients little by little, but he had no power to resist until he died. After Karen was swallowed by the Book of Zirf, a huge black magic circle emerged under the dome. Then the Book of Zirf swooped into the sky and merged with the black magic circle. Immediately afterwards, the huge demon climbed out of the magic circle, scanned the surroundings with its scarlet eyes, roared, and revealed its ferocious fangs. When the devil came, the Black Rose Guild's villa collapsed instantly under the devil's feet. It was reduced to ruins, with broken walls and ruins, smoke and gunfire everywhere, extremely tragic, and explosions continued to sound. Leo stepped backwards one after another, constantly dodging the boulders that fell after the villa collapsed, and finally escaped to the open space outside the villa. He raised his eyes and stared at the demon from the Book of Zirf in front of him. His body was like a hill, covering the sky and the sun. It has a pair of huge wings, a pair of scarlet vertical pupils, and a red moon symbol on its forehead, which is unusually conspicuous. The fangs and claws also glow with a cold light. Although the overall image looks like a wolf, it has a pair of huge devil wings. This is the demon from the Book of Zirf, the wolf of the red moon. Gulu, swallowing secretly, Karen has been devoured. Although she is not dead yet, it will be a matter of time. No matter what, he couldn't defeat the monster in front of him. Leo's face was ashen, and cold sweat broke out on his forehead. What to do? Totally unbeatable. Even if he sacrifices his life, he still can't defeat him. This is the demon in Zerif's book, the Wolf of the Red Moon. There is no solution at all. Near the Rock Warcraft Valley, there is also Rock Town. He cannot save Karen, but he can't give up Rock Town, which has tens of thousands of ecosystems. What to do? There is absolutely no way. The desperate facts are before our eyes. Suddenly, a haze of despair enveloped Leo. As the leader of the 12 Zodiac Gates, Leo is very strong. However, the contract owner Karen has been devoured and is about to die. In this state, his strength is not at its peak. It is really difficult to resist the Red Moon Wolf. Next second, didn't wait for Leo to react. The Red Moon Wolf, which has completely descended, raised its head to face the crescent moon, bathed in the eerie moonlight, and howled loudly, covering 100 miles in radius. Xiaoyu. This roar was full of extreme malice. People within 100 miles around were shocked. Those who were taking a shit immediately cut off their shit, those who were having loves immediately showed off their emotions, and those who were bathing immediately fled. This extremely evil roar let everyone know that the demon from the Book of Zirf has arrived. In this magical world, it is not uncommon for powerful Book of Zirf demons like Delionla to destroy the world everywhere. Therefore, when the Red Moon Wolf let out a demonic roar, those who heard the sound immediately understood everything and started to take refuge directly. Especially in nearby Rock Town, everyone fled overnight. Everyone had a look of despair on their faces, including Juvia's parents. At the exit of Rock Monster Valley, Jose and Saul, who were still guarding Ron, were also slightly startled. The pupils are trembling, the expression is twisted and broken. Is he a devil? What the hell are these brats doing? They just want to be quiet, sneak attacks on Ron, take revenge on Ron, and destroy Juvia. The results of it. Waited for a long time. Ron didn't wait. Waiting for the demon in the Book of Zirf, what the hell? At this moment, the demon Red Moon Wolf is completely crazy. Under the cold moonlight, he unfolded his devil's wings and soared in midair. His huge and terrifying figure was completely revealed in front of the world. This scene made Jose's face look as gloomy as dead water, and he gritted his teeth and said, "Good guy. What on earth is that fool Ron doing? Why did you even find the demon from the Book of Zirf?" At this time, Sol's expression was startled and he said, "No, no, no. President, why do I feel that the devil seems to be looking at us? Will he come to find us?" Jose looked sinister and warned, "Shut your crow mouth, don't really say it is right." This moment, when the demon Red Moon Wolf from the Book of Zirf arrives. Near Rock Town, near Rock Warcraft Valley, all humans started their great escape. Why did the demon from the Book of Zirf come to our Rock Town? Isn't that immortal calamity demon Dai Lionla in the northern city? The demon that came to our Rock Town is not Dai Lionla. No matter what, it is the demon from the Book of Zirf. Let's run away. That's right. According to legend, the demons in the Book of Zirf do evil everywhere and bring destruction to all living beings. They can destroy an entire city in less than a day. Rocktown is coming to an end. A great disaster has come. Run away quickly. For a moment, everyone saw the Red Moon Wolf under the dome. A horrifying haze enveloped the whole place, and cries, screams, and cries for help resounded throughout the whole place, causing panic in an instant. This is the threat of the Zirf Book demon. It brought an unparalleled sense of terror and despair to everyone. At this moment, Jose's expression was sinister. He didn't want to care about it. Fighting the demon in the Book of Zirf would not do him any good. As an egoist, he has only one principle in doing things, and that is money. Money comes first. Sol's pupils widened. He looked up at the Red Moon Wolf under the dome, and trembled. "No, no, no. President, I really discovered it. That demonic Red Moon Wolf is really watching us. It's over. Are we being targeted by the demons from the Book of Zirf?" What? Wait, Ron didn't wait. He waited for Demon 20 in the Book of Zirf. This is 10,000 times more unlucky than stepping on dog shit as soon as he goes out. Jose's eyes were sinister, and the corners of his mouth twitched. Said, "Stop talking. I'm really being targeted. It's because of your crow's mouth. I'll kill you first." At this time, Sol raised his right index finger tremblingly, pointed at the Red Moon Wolf under the dome, and said in horror, "No, no, no. President, what I said is right. We're really being targeted. The Red Moon Wolf is flying towards us." Hearing this, Jose's expression twisted and collapsed, and he raised his eyes to look at the Red Moon Wolf. Everything was just as Sol said. Suddenly, his face turned livid, cold sweat broke out on his forehead, and he gritted his teeth and said, "We have the highest magic power around here. That demon from the Book of Zirf considers us an enemy. Ron, Mirajane, Urza and others have already concealed and restrained their magic power because they were hiding and waiting for Karen to take the bait. In this way, the people with the highest magic power near Rocktown and Rock Monster Valley are naturally the Holy Ten Jose and the Earth Element Sol. These two people are humans, and they are humans with high magic power. The human camp that is enemies of the demons will naturally be regarded as enemies by the demons. In the eyes of the Red Moon Wolf, Jose and Sol are definitely good people, and they were sent here to hunt down his good people. Therefore, the Red Moon Wolf let out a long roar, its spell power surged, and it released countless black magic arrays. These magic circles are densely packed and covered with weird and peculiar patterns. Within the magic circles, there are countless little demon wolves running out. These shadow demon cubs are magic soldiers created by the Red Moon Wolf, which are also the demon cubs of the Red Moon Wolf. In an instant, countless shadow demon wolves were summoned, and they headed towards Rocktown to kill. These shadow demon wolves are wrapped in purple flames, their bodies are 2 to 3 meters in size, and there are purple crescents engraved on their foreheads. They look like wolves, with cold fangs, and are full of murderous intent. While controlling the shadow demon wolf to attack Rocktown, the Red Moon Wolf spreads its wings and soars, attacking Jose and you alone. Hiss. The moment the huge demon wings spread out and flapped, they whipped up strong winds, blowing everything around them. The huge body of the Red Moon Wolf soared in the midair, bathed in the cold moonlight, flying quickly, leaving after images wherever it passed. Different from its huge body, the Red Moon Wolf is extremely fast, astonishingly fast. In the blink of an eye, the hill-like red moon wolf slew in front of Jose and Saul, looking down at the humans below, who were as small as ants, and said disdainfully, "You are the only humans who want to kill me. You are hiding at the exit of Rock Monster Valley just to ambush me. Ridiculous human beings, insignificant human beings, I have already seen through this little trick." At this moment, Jose and Saul were confused. I cursed Ron 100 times in my heart. What are they doing with nothing to do? Come to ambush the demons from the Book of Zirf. Even if my head is throbbing, I won't do this. Saul rubbed his hands together like flies and said flatteringly, "No, no, no. Great Mr. Demon. I know you are anxious, but don't be anxious. Listen to me, we are not good people, we are the real bad people. So, we are all bad just like you." Jose breathed a sigh of relief. He really didn't want to fight the demon in the Book of Zirf unless it was necessary. There was no benefit at all. Yes, we are all bad. You know, I am the Phantom Lord, a famous rogue guild, and I am also the notorious Holy Ten Jose, a famous rogue magician. Suddenly, the red moon wolf's eyes widened, staring at Jose and Saul, his Adam's apple squirming, and a hostile growl sounded, saying, "You are members of the regular magic guild, and you are also the Holy Ten, and you actually said I'm not a good person. Who believes it? Go to hell. Labor and management hate good people the most. And people from regular magic guilds. And Shungan." Saul tried to explain. No, now. Listen to me, we are really bad people, and we are very, very bad people. We often do peeping in the name of a gentleman, we never pay for meals, we bully everyone from an 80-year-old man to a 3-year-old kid. The red moon wolf roared. "Stop talking. How can you be so kind? Take one of my spell blasts and then die." Suddenly, endless spell power is condensed in the mouth of the red moon wolf. A blast of magic power blasted towards Jose and Saul head on. The battle begins instantly. Jose, Saul vs Red Moon Wolf. The sudden battle stunned both Jose and Saul, who were shot while lying down. Jose and Saul dodged the cursed shock wave in a panic, their expressions twisted and broken, full of despair. As Phantom Lord people, they seemed to have seen a ghost today. As members of a well-known gangster guild, for the first time in their lives, they are considered good people, and they are killed because they are so-called good people. This is really disgusting. Got it. For a while, explosions came and went. In a passive situation, Jose and Saul could only bite the bullet and fight against the Red Moon Wolf. The other side, Rock Town was in chaos. When Jose and Saul fight the Red Moon Wolf, the demon in the Book of Zirf. When the Shadow Demon Wolves were attacking Rock Town. For a time, crises were rising everywhere. Ron also took the opportunity and walked directly towards the collapsed Black Rose Villa. In the ruins, the golden keys of the Virgo Celestial Spirit and the Aries Celestial Spirit were found. Seeing Ron's figure suddenly appear and taking away the golden keys of Virgo and Aries, Leo was slightly startled, then suddenly realized, he stroked the frame of his sunglasses and said, "It's you who designed Karen." Ron did not deny it, and directly signed a contract with Virgo Golden Key and Aries Golden Key. In an instant, dazzling golden light flashes. When the bright golden light fades. In an instant, the contract was completed. The corners of Ron's mouth turned up. "Thank you, Karen, for your help. Leo, you know what kind of person Karen is. Don't worry, I will treat Virgo and Aries well." Leo breathed a sigh of relief and looked at the bushes next to him. He saw several figures of girls, and looked at Ron again, with many thoughts in his mind. However, as time goes by, Karen becomes more and more devoured by the devil. His magic power is also exhausted, and he is about to leave the human world and return to the celestial spirit world. After all, for the celestial spirit to come to the human world, it also needs the power of the contract owner. Now Karen is almost dead, and of course she has no strength to support Leo to stay in this world. In the end, Leo was also relieved. The young man in front of him was just a bit of a profligate person. He was not like Karen, who didn't treat Celestial Spirit as a partner and wanted Celestial Spirit to betray his lust. He smiled and said, "There is no other way. I can only believe you. Hopefully, we can have a good conversation next time we meet again." Ron shrugged and smiled. "Of course. Say it." Leo's whole body is shining with golden light. When the light faded, Leo had returned to the Celestial Spirit world. After Leo left, Mirajane, Urza and others who were hiding in the bushes slowly walked out and came to Ron. At this moment, because of the arrival of the demon Red Moon Wolf from the Book of Zirf, the scene was in a mess. There were explosions everywhere, gunpowder smoke everywhere, and fire burning everywhere. The Red Moon Wolf and the Shadow Demon Wolf are destroying the world, devouring everything in sight and destroying everything. Juvia's expression was the most worried. She hugged the sunny doll tightly in her arms and said, Sir Ron, the pack of Shadow Demon Wolves summoned by the Red Moon Wolf are attacking Rock Town. Juvia is worried about Mom and Dad. Urza echoed. President, give the order. Let us protect Rock Town together. Kill the Shadow Demon Wolves and the Red Moon Wolf. After rubbing Juvia's little head, the soft hair passed through his fingers and felt good. Ron calmed Juvia's emotions and said, Juvia, don't worry. Your parents are fine. I have protected them. Quietly, Ron also dispatched the shadow troops to protect Juvia's parents. Of course, it's just secret protection. Juvia's parents were unaware of the existence of the Shadow Corps. Juvia looked happy and nodded. Juvia, thank you, Sir Ron. Immediately, Ron raised his eyes again and saw that under the Black Dome, the Red Moon Wolf, the Holy Ten Jose and the Earth Element Saul were fighting fiercely. A plan quietly emerged in Ron's mind, and the corners of his mouth turned up slightly. That is to let the so-called Holy Ten fall in Rocktown tonight. Cut the grass without eradicating its roots, but it will grow again when the spring breeze blows. Ron wouldn't feel at ease unless he completely killed the Holy Ten Jose. In the fight for the Rain Girl Juvia, there is no doubt that Ron has offended the Phantom Lord and the so-called Holy Ten Jose. In particular, Holy Ten Jose is not a good person. Revengeful, vicious, despicable, and shameless are synonymous with Jose. Because of this, Jose wanted to take revenge on him and has been squatting at the exit of Rock Monster Valley. By chance, Jose and the others were able to sneak into the legendary Book of Zirf Demon, which was considered an advantage to Jose and the others. This is Ron's chance too. While Jose and Saul were fighting against the Red Moon Wolf, both of them were hurt. Ron can also sneak attack Jose and the others and annihilate them in one fell swoop. Jose, Saul, and the Red Moon Wolf must be completely killed. This is Ron's plan. The reasons for completely killing Jose, Saul, and Red Moon Wolf are 1. To prevent the enemy from taking revenge, either not to take action or to kill the enemy with a fatal blow, and to kill the enemy completely. This is Ron's purpose in fighting. 2. After all, Jose is also the Holy Ten of the regular guild and the president of the Phantom Lord. If he kills Jose openly, there will definitely be a lot of trouble. If he doesn't kill him, he will feel very unhappy. Therefore, he planned to hide his identity and attack completely to obliterate Jose and everything. In this way, Jose can be killed without getting into unnecessary trouble, and he can also hide his identity and strength very well. After thinking about it for a moment, Ron has come to the conclusion that if he kills this guy while concealing his identity, there won't be any trouble. This is the best way, there is no other way. Along with the explosions and noisy fighting sounds at the scene, Ron's eyes were brought back to reality. At this moment, the fire was soaring into the sky, after the Red Moon Wolf released a pack of Shadow Demon Wolves. This group of extremely evil demonic wolves has already been heading towards Rock Town. Many humans have fallen down in a pool of blood. All kinds of sad cries for help and screams from the bottom of his lungs resounded throughout the audience. This scene made Mirajane, Urza, Levi, and Juvia tense up. Seeing this, Ron also breathed a sigh of relief and took out Virgo's golden key and Ares' golden key. A sudden wave of the golden key. Open it. Virgo's gate Virgo. Open it. Gate of Ares Ares. Soon, two major celestial spirits make their debut. They are Virgo in a maid outfit, and Ares in a white woolen skirt. Both of them had pink hair, and Virgo was a pink-haired maid. With handcuffs on her hands and a serious expression, she bowed slightly to Ron and said piously, "Hello, Master. Are you training me?" Virgo is a jerk and speaks shocking words. This is a well-known fact, but he cannot say it in public. Ron's mouth twitched and he said, "Next time, definitely next time." On the side, Ares looked very timid and weak. He lightly covered his lips with his little hand and said, "Master, I'm sorry, it's all my fault. You can train me if you want." Ron waved his hand slightly and said helplessly, "No, I don't blame you." Immediately, Virgo and Ares, two celestial spirits, one kept letting Ron train her, and the other kept saying sorry. Seeing this, Ron covered his face helplessly and sighed softly, "Okay. Listen to me. First destroy the enemies in front of you and kill all the shadow demon wolves. After the mission is over, I will train you well. Hearing this, Virgo's eyes were filled with stars. He looked very expectant and said seriously, Master, I understand. Aries' pretty face turned red, and she said delicately, I'm sorry, Master, I will try my best. Just like that, after summoning Virgo and Aries. Under Ron's guidance, these two people also successfully joined the Dragon Empire and became new guild members. During battle, you will also get the special features of Guild Bond. In terms of strength, a huge improvement can be achieved. With the addition of Virgo and Aries, it's just one step away from the LV3 guild level. At this time, Mirajane, Urza and others on the side looked at Ron's conversation with Virgo and Aries with complicated expressions. This scale was truly astonishing. Finally, Ron explained, you know, this is a new version of communication. This is how you communicate with celestial spirit. Juvia blinked her beautiful eyes and asked curiously, Sir Ron, what is training? Ahem. Ron said. This is a game. Juvia looked forward to it. Juvia wants to play too. The corner of Ron's mouth twitched and he said, okay, definitely next time. Just like that, after a simple deception. Staring at the flaming rock town, Ron commanded, Mirajane, Levi, Virgo, your team. Urza, Juvia, Aries, your team. Urza, lead the team to eliminate the shadow demon wolves in Rock Town. Mirajane, you lead the team to clear out the pack of shadow demon wolves in the Rock Warcraft Valley. Under Ron's instructions, Mirajane, Urza and others all nodded tacitly and obeyed Ron completely. In an instant, the counterattack has officially begun. Before leaving, Mirajane cast a provocative glance at Urza, and raised the corner of her mouth slightly. Urza. Let's see who has killed more shadow demon wolves. Not to be outdone, Urza crossed her arms in front of her and snorted, it must be me. Immediately, the two of them led their own teams and set off. One person is constantly hunting the shadow demon wolves in the Rock Warcraft Valley. The other person is heading towards Rocktown to hunt down the shadow demon wolves and protect the surrounding humans at the same time. As Urza, Mirajane and others join the battlefield, the situation of the battle is instantly reversed. In the Rock Warcraft Valley, Mirajane directly used Receive Magic to receive the soul of Satan throughout her body, transforming her whole body into the posture of Satan. In an instant, all kinds of guild bonds are added, and the buff is fully filled. All kinds of magic are also blasted out. Dark Flow. X. Super sadistic and violent. These shadow demon wolves were beaten, howling and retreating in an instant. Levi was not to be outdone. He used word magic to create various attacks of fire, thunder and lightning, and to slaughter the shadow demon wolves. Newly joined Aries, who played for the first time, also performed brilliantly. While saying sorry, he launched a fierce offensive wool shot. He gestured with his right hand like a pistol and produced pink woolen bullets. With one shot, a little devil wolf fell. Not only that, Aries can also use wool bomb. The pink wool bomb, when thrown out, directly blasted away a dozen shadow demon wolves. With the support of Guild Bond Comprehension Level IV2, President's Gift Level 2, and Morale Violent Level IV2, Aries' strength has been greatly improved. In one breath, he killed more than 3,000 shadow wolves one after another. This powerful strength made Aries himself slightly startled. While attacking the shadow demon wolves in front of him, he murmured to himself, I'm sorry, is this the power of Sir Ron? I didn't realize it until now. The strength of celestial spirit is closely related to the strength of the contract owner, and with the blessing of the guild bond, Aries, as an Aries, has already surpassed Leo in strength at this time. This is the horror of the guild bond, which shocked Aries. In this way, the shadow demon wolves in Rock's Warcraft Valley were eliminated one by one under the explosive killing of Mirajane, Levi, and Aries. After everything was over, Mirajane raised her eyes to look at the red moon wolf under the dome. This demon from the Book of Zirf is intimidating with its huge body and powerful strength. Levi exclaimed, what a terrifying malice. This is the ultimate malice, condensed into the devil of the Book of Zirf. On the northern continent, there is also a legendary demon from the Book of Zirf named Dai Lionla. Wherever he goes, everything is in ruins. Aries looked weak and said, I'm sorry, it's my fault for not being able to eliminate Dai Lionla and the red moon wolf in front of me. The corners of Levi's mouth twitched and he comforted, okay, Aries, you are already strong. The president has already said that the red moon wolf in front of us will be handed over to Jose from Holy 10, and we can just watch the show. Our only targets are the shadow demon wolves. Aries looked like he was about to cry. I'm sorry, I will continue to work hard. Mirajane covered her face helplessly and complained. Aries, we are all partners, you don't have to keep saying sorry. Aries' pretty face turned red and she said delicately, okay, I understand. I'm sorry. Mirajane, Levy. The other side. Rocktown. The town was under fire. Of course, this is real artillery fire, not the artillery fire in the hotel on Valentine's Day. The pack of shadow demon wolves has already invaded Rocktown. The residents have to run away, and those who are slow to escape will die. Amid the sad screams, Juvia's parents hid in the corner of an alley. The strange thing is that none of the passing shadow demon wolves walked in. Because they were all quietly hunted down by the Black Corps. Of course, the way the Black Shadow Corps took action was also extremely covert. Juvia's parents didn't notice either, they just thought they were very lucky. After a while, as Urza and others arrived, the counterattack officially started. After some searching, Juvia found her parents in a corner of an alley, and after some greetings, Juvia also entered a fighting state, performing various water flows. Water cutting, water whip, water rising, water laser. With the blessing of the guild bond, Juvia's water magic power was fully maxed out, destroying all the shadow demon wolves in front of her. Seeing their daughter's growth, Juvia's parents smiled with joy, and both of them were filled with emotion. Juvia has grown up and can protect us. Yes, thanks to Ron. Next time I see him, I must thank him properly. Hey, don't say it, really don't say it. I always feel that Ron and Juvia are a good match. Will they get along in the future? Unintentionally, Ron has been recognized by Juvia's parents. For a time, the residents of Rocktown fled and came to Juvia's parents, seeking Juvia's help. At the same time, they also apologized for their previous behavior. I'm sorry. It was always our fault in the past. Juvia has grown so much since joining the guild. It's really enviable. Yes, your family is really amazing. Both Juvia and Juvia's parents ignored these compliments. Juvia just wants to protect her parents, and Juvia's parents just want Juvia to live well, that's all. And, at the same time, Virgo let Ron tie her up, humiliate her, etc., for reward. For Virgo, this is a reward. For the reward, Virgo also worked hard. Use all kinds of magic and use the lock of Virgo to seal the shadow demon wolves in front of you with earth. In the cave of the Pearl Star, Virgo gathers strength with his hands, and then turns into a ball of light to attack the shadow demon wolves in front. With the blessing of the guild bond, Ballet's strength also surpasses Leo, the leader of the zodiac. Blast out the unparalleled Pearl Star cave and directly blow up a group of shadow demon wolves. This is Virgo now, a vile guy with terrifying strength. At the same time, Urza was not to be outdone and directly transformed into the Dragon Queen. Although, Urza currently has no armor to replace her with. The so-called transformation magic requires special armor to be prepared in advance in a specific space for use in battle. Since she had just learned double dressing magic, there was no specially made armor in Urza's specific space. Therefore, the current Urza cannot use double dressing magic normally. However, Urza can still control weapons, even hoes, axes, and iron rods, she can still control them. In this way, Urza uses powerful, majestic, and endless magic power. Magic power is boundless as the ocean. He controlled all the weapons in Rocktown, including hoes, axes, sickles, and iron rods, and used a civilian version of the heavenly wheel armor. Let the countless weapons float behind Urza, including swords, spears, iron rods, sickles, all of them, more than 200 in total. Under the cold moonlight, Urza's eyes flashed, and she launched the civilian version of the heavenly wheel armor. Countless weapons, like a volley of thousands of arrows, blasted towards the pack of shadow demon wolves in front of us. In an instant, with the blessing of Urza's magic power, these weapons possess powerful destructive power. Every weapon can penetrate the body of a shadow demon wolf and pin it to the ground, making it impossible to get up again and completely dead. This scene directly shocked the entire residents of Rocktown. They stared in amazement, shock, and reverence at the crimson-haired girl in front of them. The girl bathed in the flames of war, with her crimson hair swaying in the wind and her heroic posture, looked very charming under the golden sand like moonlight. Let them feel the queen-like aura, unparalleled strength, and the shadow demon wolves that instantly kill everything. It was also from this moment that the outside world saw the figure of the Dragon Queen Zhao Nuohao Lusha for the first time. The title of Dragon Queen began to spread slowly from this moment on. Time passed slowly, with the hard work of Urza, Virgo, Juvia and others. The battle in Rocktown ended in the smoke of war. All the shadow demon wolves have been wiped out. At this moment, the fleeing residents were all stunned. For Urza and others, they only have reverence in their hearts. The other party is so strong. Is this the Dragon Empire? Juvia the Rain Girl is so powerful, she seems to have joined the Dragon Empire and then became stronger. Are they all from the Dragon Empire? That crimson-haired girl looks like the Queen of Dragons. She is so strong. She destroyed most of the demon wolves by herself. No matter what, they saved Rocktown. We must report it to the Magic Council and let the Magic Council reward them in the Lonkai Empire. Quietly, applause rang out spontaneously, thunderous applause. This was for Urza, Juvia, and Virgo who saved Rocktown. This was also applause for the Dragon Empire. For these, Urza and others do not care. They raised their eyes and looked at the Red Moon Wolf who was still fighting fiercely under the dome. This was the real boss. Suddenly, under the dome not far away, there were lightning and thunder, dark clouds rolling, electric light shining, fire blazing into the sky, and the sound of explosions piercing the gold and cracking rocks, resounding throughout the sky. All kinds of magic were constantly fighting under the dome, and explosions were heard one after another, shaking the sky and making the ground tremble. Obviously, the battle between Jose and Sol vs Red Moon Wolf is still going on. Suddenly, a young man's figure strolled under the cold moonlight, passed through dense forests, and quietly arrived near the battlefield. The blue eyes flickered slightly, and he raised his eyes to look at the battle in the sky. The boy raised his lips slightly. Is this the battle of the Holy Ten? Interesting. Let him join in such an interesting battle. At this moment, there are 4 people on the battlefield, Jose, Sol, and the Red Moon Wolf, Ron. When this battle ends, there will undoubtedly be only one person left on the battlefield. A big melee is about to begin. Now, the dome looks like splashing ink, burned with all the vicissitudes of life, and the smoke of battle covers the sky and the moon. The Red Moon Wolf, Sol, and Jose, who were fighting fiercely, did not notice Ron's arrival. They were still fighting fiercely, and under the moonlight, the Red Moon Wolf was in full condition, and its spell power reached its peak. Looking up at the gloomy crescent moon, the Red Moon Wolf roars and releases a terrifying wave of spell power. Conjuration. Moon Roar. Under the roar, the status of Jose and Sol is reduced, turning them into negative status. Next. Spell. The Roar of the Red Moon. A cursed shock wave was ejected from the mouth of the Red Moon Wolf again, like a jet of war. Spell. Red Eyes. The sharp claws turned into invincible weapons and slashed fiercely at Jose and Sol. Facing the fierce attack of the Red Moon Wolf, Sol did not dare to be careless. He quickly waved his hands and frantically created an earth-colored magic circle, blasting out endless magic. Sand Dance. Use sand to create a smoke screen to reduce the eyesight of the Red Moon Wolf. Rock Concerto. Blast towards the Red Moon Wolf with numerous rocks. Suddenly, the spell, Red Moon's slashing attack shattered the rock blocks of Rock Concerto, and also knocked Sol away. Suddenly, Sol was knocked away like a kite flying upside down. Finally, he fell to the ground, his momentum unabated, plowing out a large ravine, raising endless smoke, and sliding for dozens of meters, sparks flying from his buttocks, before he finally stopped his momentum. Jose was no better, waving his hands to create a dark magic circle, blasting out terrifying dark magic to resist the Red Moon Wolf's offensive. Dark magic. Ghost arrows blast out. Releases ghostly black arrows. Face to face with the spell of the Red Moon Wolf and the roar of the Red Moon. The black violent current hits a wave of red shock waves, attacking them head-on. An explosion sounded, shake the sky, stirring up endless smoke. The air began to twist, creating waves of ripples that gradually spread. The violent wind whipped up, blowing everything around it. Trees were blown into the sky, and Sol, who fell to the ground, continued to roll for more than 10 meters. That's all. The fierce battle continued. Whether it is Sol, Jose, or the Red Moon Wolf, both sides have consumed a lot of physical strength and energy. However, despite this, the ferocious vertical pupils of the Red Moon Wolf still locked Jose and Sol. In his eyes, these two people are good people and he must not let them go. The Red Moon Wolf's ferocious pursuit made Jose groan inwardly. Cold sweat broke out on his forehead, his face tightened, and he gritted his teeth and said, "You paralyzed book of Zirf demon. I'm going to be serious. I won't do Ron today, but I will try my best to make you mine. Even if I kill you, there is no money or any benefits, I will kill you." At this moment, Holy Ten Jose was angry. At first, he wanted to retain some physical strength and magic power to deal with Ron later. Until now, he is really annoyed by the Red Moon Wolf. This stupid dog kept saying that he was a good person, and wanted to beat him because he was a good person. This made Jose feel speechless. Saul was covered in disgrace, stood up in embarrassment, coughed and said, "No, no, no. President, we are Phantom Lords. We should take them all. Ron and the Red Moon Wolf must not be spared." While making an impassioned speech, Saul came to Jose's side, intending to fight side by side with Jose, fight seriously, and take down the Red Moon Wolf in front of him. Jose's eyes were cold and he said sinisterly, "Saul, you are right. I want them all. Fight seriously. After everything is over, let's have barbecue tonight. The flag has just been set up and the flag has just been planted." In an instant, Jose's words stopped abruptly. Just because, an ice gun penetrated the air. With extreme speed, he thrust towards Jose and Saul like a skewer. This is an ice gun condensed from eternal ice. It is wrapped in boundless divine power and has ultimate destructive power, speed, power, and power. Simply put, this gun is invincible. This shot came out like a dragon. Make Jose and Saul look horrified. Saul felt an unprecedented sense of crisis and subconsciously waved his hands to create a huge magic circle. He used all his magic power to directly use his special move. Magic. Stone Sonata, Gypsum Sonata, the most powerful magic. A huge fist formed from sand will crush the opponent. As a result, the magic circle has not been formed yet. The ice spear has already penetrated Soul's body. The ferocious power continued unabated, sending Soul's entire body flying out, gliding through the air, and finally nailed to the ground. Blood gurgled out and flowed to the ground along the ice spear, dyeing the land red. Jose's reaction was much faster. After all, he was also a saint. Using dark magic, he infused the ultimate magic power into his legs, and used teleportation to barely escape the sneak attack from the ice gun. After this ice gun sneak attack, there were 4 people on the survival battlefield, the number of people reduced by 1, and the earth element Saul died. Throughout the entire process, Saul was pinned to the ground by the ice gun, his pupils filled with endless reluctance, fear, and horror. Until his death, he didn't understand what was going on. After taking Saul, Ron's figure slowly walked out against the dark moonlight. He suddenly appeared in the sight of Red Moon Wolf and Jose, with a slight smile on his lips. "Long time no see, Senior Jose." There is no doubt that the ice spear thrust just now was Ron's move. Under the power of the gods of the universe, use the eternal ice IV1 to condense the ice spear with your bare hands, then throw it out, and penetrate Soul's body with a sneak attack. The only regret is that Ron originally wanted to make skewers, and the Japanese spear was directly inserted into Jose and Saul. It's a pity that Jose is the Holy Ten after all, so it's not that easy to figure out. But everything was still within Ron's expectation. Upon seeing this and seeing Ron coming out, Jose was furious, the veins on his forehead were pulsing, his trembling pupils reflected the young man's figure, and his eyes were about to burst. "You brat, you're looking for death. You played with me this morning, fooled me, cut off who use girl Bia. Now, you sneak attack me again and hunt down the earth element Saul. You are dead." The Red Moon Wolf's scarlet vertical pupils stared at the young man in front of him, with a look of astonishment on his face. After thinking for a moment, he said firmly, "We are all human beings, and we all deserve to die." Then, survival battle. The remaining 3 people continued to attack. When Ron appeared, the situation of the battle changed suddenly. Jose and Red Moon Wolf are not fools either. They all attacked Ron with a tacit understanding, planning to capture Ron first. Of course, Ron is not Gojo Satoru either. He would not attack rashly if he was unsure of the battle. He had calculated that after the fierce battle between Jose, Red Moon Wolf, and Saul, when their physical strength, energy, everything had reached their lowest point, he made a sneak attack. This is the best opportunity. In an instant, the Red Moon Wolf created a huge scarlet magic circle in front of him. A spell. The hesitation of the Red Moon blasts out. The endless Red Moon shock wave formed a red light pillar that penetrated the sky and the earth, killing Ron. Everything it passes by is turned into ashes. This is the ultimate curse, the strongest shock wave. Jose was furious, and his eyes were already burning with fire. When he saw the Red Moon Wolf, he had experienced stress. Jose also knew that Ron must be taken down with this blow. Make plans later to kill the Red Moon Wolf. There are too many unknown variables in Ron's body. This brings a huge sense of crisis to the Red Moon Wolf and Jose. This also prompted the Red Moon Wolf and Jose to attack Ron in a tacit understanding. We must capture Ron as soon as possible and deal with it. Without hesitation, Jose also attacked with all his strength and was in full condition. Dark magic. Deathstorm. Jose created a huge dark magic circle with his hands. Immediately afterwards, his hands gathered a large amount of dark magic to generate a super powerful dark shock wave to attack Ron. This move is already Jose's limit. Already Jose's strongest magic. Just like that, one left and one right, Red Moon Wolf and Jose used their strongest moves to attack Ron from left to right. Conjuration. Wandering of the Red Moon and dark magic. Deathstorm. A red light beam shock wave. A dark shock wave of darkness. The offensive was as devastating as the heaven and earth, turning everything in its path into ashes. Trees, stones, the ground, everything turned into powder and dissipated in the air. Faced with such a ferocious offensive, Ron's eyes remained calm, his expression remained calm, and his forehead hair swayed crazily in the strong wind. Facing the tsunami-like offensive, the attack right in front of him, Ron remained motionless. This scene made Jose ecstatic and said with a ferocious smile, "You're so scared, you brat. See it. This is the strength of Holy Ten. Why are you fighting with me?" The Red Moon Wolf was also slightly startled, and then said disdainfully, "Human beings are as small as ants, am I overestimating them?" There was no surprise. The next second, in the eyes of Jose and the Red Moon Wolf, Ron was blown to pieces by the violent attack, and a big crater was created on the ground. Earth dragons rolled all over the ground, raising endless smoke. When the smoke faded, the devastated ground suddenly appeared, full of potholes. Under the violent bombardment of Jose and the Red Moon Wolf, and under the two people's unique skills, Ron had turned into ashes, with no scum left, and was completely dead. This scene made Jose full of disdain. He twisted his lips and smiled like a dragon king. The bothering fly is finally dead. Next, it's you, Red Moon Wolf. Don't worry, I'm in a good mood now and will give you a happy one. The Red Moon Wolf had a ferocious and fierce expression, its vertical pupils were cold, and he said in a cold voice, "You little human being, you are dreaming." After Ron's death, the Red Moon Wolf and Jose continued their confrontation, planning to fight again to determine the final winner. However, the next second, a leisurely voice sounded. Under the cold moonlight, he spoke slowly. The expressions of Jose and Red Moon Wolf were shocked, distorted, and collapsed, and their bodies could not help but tremble. "What gave you the illusion that I have died in your hands?" Suddenly, behind them, the figure of a young man suddenly appeared. Moreover, behind the young man, two ferocious black dragons stretched out from his back. The black dragon kept roaring and emitting a soul-stirring cry, causing Jose and the Red Moon Wolf to subconsciously take a step back and keep a certain distance from the boy. At this moment, Jose and Red Moon Wolf both have the same question: why Ron is not dead yet? How is it possible? Why aren't you dead yet? Obviously, Jose and Red Moon Wolf had just fallen into Ron's scheme. Their strongest move only destroyed Ron's clone. The clone was created using the eternal ice, and also used random reflections from the fog and ice to completely disrupt the sight of Jose and the Red Moon Wolf. In the end, deception was achieved and the ultimate move of Jose and the Red Moon Wolf was deceived. And Ron's true identity has long been lurking behind Jose and the Red Moon Wolf. Everything is ready for the S-level Black Dragon God Ring to unleash its true power and summon the twin dragons on its back. Suddenly, Double Dragon is out. Kill to Jose and the Red Moon Wolf. The double black dragons caught them off guard. First, using the divine power of the space consciousness realm LV1, Ron predicted the next offensive of Jose and the Red Moon Wolf in advance and prepared in advance. Then used the eternal ice to create the ultimate clone to deceive Jose and the Red Moon Wolf. In addition, he instantly killed Saul with his first move, which also had a great psychological impact on Jose and the Red Moon Wolf, thus affecting the subsequent operations of Jose and the Red Moon Wolf. All linked together, Luo En's tactics were successfully achieved. Moreover, at this time, Jose and the Red Moon Wolf had already exhausted their bodies, energy, physical strength, mental strength, etc., and they had already collapsed after successive fierce battles. Now, after being tricked by Ron again, the mentality of Jose and the Red Moon Wolf has long been defeated. Just like that, Ron appeared again and launched a rapid attack behind Jose and the Red Moon Wolf. The two black dragons came out to kill each other, and their ferocious dragon heads attacked Jose and the Red Moon Wolf respectively. The whole process, Jose and Red Moon Wolf just looked back, their pupils rapidly expanding, reflecting the increasingly huge black dragon figure. When they reacted, it was too late. After Ron released all the S-level power of the Black Dragon Divine Ring, the twin black dragons grew out of his back. They were so brutal that they looked like black dragons returning from purgatory. In just an instant, just in the blink of an eye, everything was instantly killed and the battle was over. PFF'd. Blood flowers bloomed in midair. The blossoming blood flowers were extremely gorgeous, slowly falling to the ground under the cold moonlight. The two black dragons penetrated the bodies of Jose and Red Moon Wolf in an instant. It pierced their hearts, and like a spear, it shot both of them flying into the sky. The huge twin black dragons nailed Jose and the Red Moon Wolf to death under the dome. This picture is weird and terrifying. Under the dome that looks like splashing ink, the bodies of the Holy Ten Jose and the demon Red Moon Wolf of the Book of Zirf are hanging. There were also two terrifying black dragons that penetrated the bodies of Jose and the Red Moon Wolf, nailing them under the dome and hanging them in midair until their lives expired. Throughout the process, the powerful vitality of Jose and the Red Moon Wolf was passing rapidly, and the twin black dragons that penetrated their bodies continued to swallow the life essence. At this moment, Jose's pupils were shaking and his expression was distorted. He lowered his eyes and looked at his chest. A big hole was pierced by the black dragon hole, and blood spurted out continuously. And those ferocious black dragon scales, glowing black and filled with terrifying divine power, made Jose's soul tremble. PFF'd. Vomiting blood, Jose's powerless eyes looked down at Ron and the two black dragons released from Ron's back. It's actually a black dragon. Is this Ron's trick? He didn't want to die, but there was really nothing he could do. The dragon that had disappeared for hundreds of years reappeared at the exact moment that it took his life. Jose's face was full of reluctance and fear, and he said in a trembling voice, "Ron, who are you? Dragon or human?" Ron shrugged and said casually, "What do you think?" Suddenly, Jose's expression collapsed. He guessed a hammer. But he really didn't want to die, after struggling for a moment. Finally, after spitting out the last mouthful of blood, Jose dropped his eyes and died, completely dead. In Ron's double black dragon form, Jose was instantly killed without any surprise. This is divine power, this is the Black Dragon Sky Template, absolute strength. After all, Jose is also a saint, and at this time, he is still very popular. But, unfortunately, the person Jose met was Ron, a cheating man. On the other hand, the vitality of demons is still stronger than that of humans. To put it simply, it is thick-skinned and thick-skinned. After struggling for a moment and dying, the Red Moon Wolf let out a hysterical cry. Under the devouring of the two black dragons, the life essence flowed away crazily, and the scarlet vertical pupils gradually dimmed and lost their highlights. Reluctance, horror, fear, all kinds of complex eyes, staring at Ron. Finally, he breathed a sigh of relief and said his last words. "I'm very happy to have shown my skills without reservation. I'm sorry that I didn't force you to use my full strength. Are you a dragon? It's still the Black Dragon. I didn't lose unjustly. Sorry, I couldn't make you happy." Immediately, he died, and the Red Moon Wolf went to receive the lunch box. It's just the Red Moon Wolf's last words. Ron was also slightly startled. Is love still a crazy demon? After seeing that Holy Ten Jose and the demon Red Moon Wolf were both dead, Ron also performed a thorough last-ditch attack to prevent the opponent from resurrecting. After all, one is the Holy Ten and the other is the demon from the Book of Zirf. He has no interest in playing in the playoffs. If he takes action, it will definitely be a dead end. After confirming again and again that Jose and the Red Moon Wolf were dead, Ron took back the S-level power of the Black Dragon Divine Ring, and the two black dragons disappeared instantly, as if they had never appeared. Jose and the Red Moon Wolf, who were originally nailed to the dome, also fell down and hit the ground in embarrassment, raising thick dust. The battle was over. Ron patted the dust on his hands, breathed a long sigh of relief, and made a conclusion in his mind. In this battle, he relied on the S-level double black dragons of the Black Dragon Divine Ring to instantly kill Jose and the Red Moon Wolf. It seems like an easy victory, but in fact it is also closely linked. If you haven't tricked Jose and Red Moon Wolf's ultimate move before. If Saul had not been killed instantly before, Jose and the Red Moon Wolf would have experienced a change in their moods. If Jose and the Red Moon Wolf hadn't been involved in a civil war before, a lot of energy would have been consumed. He won't win this battle so easily. Anyway, the trouble was finally solved and he successfully killed the Holy Ten Jose. The move he used was the S-level double black dragon of the Black Dragon God Ring, which was his trump card. No one alive knew that he had this move. Therefore, he would not have any trouble if he killed Holy Ten Jose. Very good. Ron is quite satisfied with this battle. Overall, there is no big problem. After Jose and others die, his identity will be well hidden. Moreover, after a fierce battle, Ron also gained training and his strength improved again. The divine power of the Shira realm has been increased from V10 to LV12. 2 levels in a row. Generous rewards also arrived as promised. Ron was also slightly surprised by this reward, it was actually the other side. When Ron instantly killed Red Moon Wolf and Holy Ten Jose. The entire rock town was quiet and silent. It was so quiet that even a pin dropping on the ground could be heard clearly. All the residents stopped and looked under the dome not far away. Just now, they were watching the battle between Holy Ten Jose and the Red Moon Wolf. After being reminded by some thoughtful people, they also knew that Saint Jose was a very powerful magician. After all, Rocktown is relatively remote, and most people don't have a particularly in-depth understanding of magicians. After knowing that Holy Ten is very powerful and is one of the strongest magicians in the Ishgar continent, the residents of Rocktown have also raised their hopes. Looking forward to Holy Ten Jose killing the demon Red Moon Wolf and the demon in the Book of Zirf. Zero, please give me flowers. After all, everyone is familiar with the legend of the great demon Dai Lionla, and they don't want Rocktown to be devoured by the demon as well. Therefore, we can only place our hope in Holy Ten Jose. After all, Holy Ten is one of the most powerful magicians. You can definitely take down the legendary Book of Zirf demon. Just like that, under everyone's expectations. A new storm did not appear, but an even more shocking picture appeared. Because Jose and the Red Moon Wolf were both flying and fighting under the dome. Therefore, they could only see Jose and the Red Moon Wolf under the dome. Of course they couldn't see Ron standing on the ground. However, at the last moment, when Ron used the S-level Black Dragon God Ring, he returned to his original posture. After the 2 black dragons were dispatched, they directly penetrated the bodies of Jose and the Red Moon Wolf respectively, fighting them both. Fly into the sky, side by side with the moon. This scene naturally caught the attention of nearby residents. They saw the legendary demon Red Moon Wolf and the legendary Holy Ten Jose. Both of them died instantly, their bodies were penetrated by 2 black dragons, and they were nailed to death under the dome. In an instant, 2 powerful men were killed by 2 black dragons at the same time. This picture was really shocking. More importantly, there are 2 majestic black dragons. 2 huge black dragons soared into the sky and penetrated directly through the bodies of the Holy Ten and the Book of Zirf demons. This is enough to shock the entire audience and shake everyone's soul. Dragon. The dragon that has disappeared for hundreds of years. Returned to the continent of Ishgar again. Moreover, as soon as he appeared on the stage, he directly crucified the Holy Ten and the Book of Zirf demons under the dome. This absolutely arrogant strength is beyond doubt. This is the legendary dragon, the former overlord of the Ishgar continent, the former dragon king has returned. When the residents of Rocktown saw the 2 black dragons rushing up to the dome, their bodies and souls were trembling. Many people fell to the ground directly, pointing their trembling fingers at the 2 black dragons under the dome not far away, and murmured like a trembling voice. Dragon, the legendary dragon, the dragon that only appears in books, actually exists. It's over. Holy Ten and the Book of Zirf demon have been killed instantly. Will the dragon kill us too? Escape quickly. Rocktown is over, this is a real dragon. It's useless to run away. You also know that it's a dragon. The dragon that has disappeared for hundreds of years has actually returned. Wait for death. At this moment, Mirajane, Aries, and Phoebe also rushed to Rocktown. Joined Urza, Juvia, Virgo and others. Naturally, they also saw the scene in front of them. The scene where the two black dragons instantly kill the Holy Ten and the demon of the Book of Zirf. This scene was so shocking that no one had reacted until now. Urza grunted, swallowed lightly, and exclaimed, "Is it actually a black dragon? I have only seen dragons in books before. It is so powerful that it instantly killed the Holy Ten and the Book of Zirf demon." Mirajane, who had always been against Urza, nodded in recognition and said, "Yes, this is the legendary dragon. Powerful, arrogant, and absolute strength. The Holy Ten has fallen, and the Magic Council is very busy." Levi's eyes were full of stars, staring at the direction where the two black dragons disappeared, and sighed, "What a powerful person, worthy of being a dragon." "You said who is stronger, the dragon or the president?" Regarding Levi's question, everyone unanimously chose Ron. After all, for them, Ron has become a belief. No matter what, Ron is the strongest. They have always believed in this. Because of Ron, there is Dragon Empire. Only when they come together can their lives change, there is no doubt about it. Mirajane crossed her arms in front of her and snorted. Ron must be stronger, he can beat the two black dragons until they cry for father and mother. Urza narrowed her eyes slightly, considered for a moment, and then echoed, "Mira, although you are quite annoying. But what you said this time makes sense." Mirajane glared at Urza with a fierce look, bit her teeth and said, "Urza, you fat pig, what are you talking about? Are you saying I'm annoyed? You said it as if I like you very much." For a moment, the two people's eyes collided, creating fierce sparks in the air. The momentum is terrifying. No one is willing to give in. Urza said with great interest, "Mira, let's compete." The corners of Mirajane's mouth turned up. "Very good, just what I want, let's do it now." Seeing this, Levi looked around for Ron and found that Ron was not there. Suddenly, a bad thought came to his mind, and Levi quickly said, "Urza, Mira, don't fight yet. The president is not here. He seems to be still in the Rock Monster Valley. It's exactly where the two black dragons appear. If the president doesn't, 6 seasons, it will be in danger." After saying this, Urza and Mirajane's expressions suddenly changed, their faces tightened, their brows furrowed, and they ceased fighting instantly. Mirajane said hurriedly, "Urza, stop fighting first." Urza nodded. "Well, Ron may encounter the double black dragons." Immediately, everyone did not hesitate. Step into the Rock Warcraft Valley again and look for Ron's traces. The other side, Magnolia. Inside the Fairy Tale Guild. Makarov, wearing a clown costume, sitting on the bar with a drunken look on his face. He drank the wine boldly and muttered, "It would be great if Fairy Tale had a few more beautiful members." With a pipe in his mouth and a squinting expression on his face, Wakaba echoed, "President, you are indeed wise and powerful. Yes, we must recruit more beauties. Fairy Tale cannot live without beauties and wine." Macau complained. "Wakaba, aren't you married? Are you still thinking about a beautiful woman?" Wakaba blew out a smoke ring, picked up the wine glass, took a sip of strong wine, and said with a smile, "Macau, what do you know? This is called philanthropy, caring, and wanting to give every girl a home and adopt beautiful homeless girls." Makarov hugged Wakaba and Macau's shoulders and laughed. "Yes, this is Fairy Tale. Come on, keep drinking, we're going to get drunk tonight." Macau helplessly covered his face and persuaded, "President, you have drunk a lot, you are almost drunk." As a result, the next second, Makarov fell asleep directly on the bar and fell asleep successfully in seconds. Immediately afterwards, the magic communication crystal called. The noisy call woke up Makarov, who had just fallen asleep. With a confused movement, he took out the magic communication crystal from his arms and placed it on the bar. With drunken eyes, he looked at the figure emerging from the magic communication crystal. With a small body, this figure is Makarov's old friend Yajima, who is also one of the Magic Council members. Yajima's sad face appeared in the magic communication crystal. This made Makarov confused, and he laughed and said, "Hey, Yajima, long time no see. Come to Fairy Tale now, I'll buy you a drink." I saw that Yajima completely ignored Makarov's invitation and said directly, "Pony, big event. Holy Ten has fallen. Because the fall of Holy Ten was a huge event. I can't hide it. Tomorrow's newspaper headlines will be all about this. Therefore, Ajima did not intend to hide it, and told this shocking fact in the magic communication crystal in front of the entire fairy tale guild. At this moment, the old horse turned into a pony, instantly scaring someone dozens of years younger. Makarov sobered up immediately, slapped himself twice hard, leaving red slap marks on his face, and said cheerfully, "I'm sorry, Yajma. I just drank too much, and my head is a little confused. I actually heard you say that Holy Ten has fallen. How is this possible? I must have heard wrong." As a result, Yajima interrupted, "Pony, you heard that right. Holy Ten Jose has fallen, and he is the president of Phantom Lord. He was shot and killed in Rock Town. At the same time, there was also a book of Zirf demon who was killed together with Jose." At this moment, the entire fairy tale was instantly quiet. Everyone was stunned. He looked at Yajma inside the magic communication crystal with horrified eyes. Holy Ten Jose has fallen. And the Zirf demon was also killed at the same time. Who is the opponent? So strong. Gulu. He secretly swallowed his saliva. Makarov's mind was also racing, and he was forced to sober up. Fairy Tale and Phantom Lord are mortal enemies, and of course he knows Jose's strength. As a member of the Holy Ten, Jose is definitely a strong one. As a result, did he die like this? Makarov had a complicated expression, breathed a sigh of relief, and asked, "Yajima, I want to ask one more question. Who killed Jose? Although that guy Jose is a jerk, he often does bad things. But it is undeniable that Jose is really strong." Yajma narrowed his eyes and sighed softly. The one who killed Jose was not a human being. Makarov was shocked. Is it a devil? Zirf book demon, kill Jose and another Zirf book demon at the same time. It seems that this book of Zirf demon is very strong. He actually won a fight against two. Yajima interrupted again and said, "Pony, he is not a devil either. It's a dragon. Not one dragon, but two black dragons. Penetrate the bodies of Jose and the book of Zirf demon respectively, nail them to death under the sky of Rock Town, and instantly kill Jose and the book of Zirf demon." Say it. Makarov was stunned. The same goes for Fairy Tale as a whole. Everyone's eyes turned pale and their expressions were horrified. Dragon. Or double black dragons. Instantly kill Holy Ten and Book of Zirf demons. A series of explosive events were like bombs, bombarding everyone's heads. Everyone's brains immediately shut down. There was no time to think or react. There was only infinite shock. After a long silence, Yajma coughed twice and reminded, "Hey, when I first heard the news, I was shocked for a long time. But that's the truth. The dragon that disappeared for hundreds of years has returned. And it's also a pair of black dragons, with great strength, putting the case on hold. All in all, things are about to change for Ishgar. The disappeared dragons are back. Will they still be the masters of the continent? No one knows. Xiaoma, you have to be more careful. There is an emergency meeting tomorrow and I'm here to inform you." "Okay, that's it, see you tomorrow." Subsequently, the magic communication crystal flashes. The afterimage of Yajma jumped and disappeared immediately, and the communication ended. After ending the communication, the entire fairy tale was still silent. In the past, the dragon that only appeared in books has returned. He also instantly killed the Holy Ten and the Book of Zirf demons. This series of explosive information was as shocking as a nuclear bomb. After a long silence, Makarov's expression remained frozen. At this time, Laxus, who had been quietly in the corner, came to Makarov with his hands in his pockets, patted Makarov on the shoulder and said, "Old man, don't be in a daze, 0 degrees. Ron's mission location is in Rock Town. Gildarts happened to be on a mission near Rock Town, so he quickly informed that smelly uncle to go to Rock Town. Although, Gildarts is often idle, lustful, and distracted. But it is undeniable that Gildarts is indeed very strong, and ridiculously strong." At Laxus' reminder, Makarov came to his senses and said in shock, "Laxus, are you worried about Ron?" Laxus left without looking back and snorted, "Old man, who would worry about that kind of idiot? I just want to deal with him personally." Seeing this, Makarov also smiled happily. Will Laxus also care about his companions? Later, Makarov suppressed his shock and used the magic communication crystal to tell Gildarts everything. During the whole process, Gildarts, who was originally lazy, was also shocked. In the end, Gildarts showed a rare serious expression and immediately rushed to Rocktown to join Ron and others. During this period, Makarov also contacted Mirajane and others through the magic communication crystal. But Ron couldn't be contacted, and Mirajane and others couldn't contact Ron either. This made everyone a little worried that Ron would encounter the legendary dragon. After all, those two black dragons are terrifying beings that can instantly kill even the Holy Ten and the Book of Zirf demons. As the person involved, Ron is still walking in the Silent Rock Warcraft Valley. After instantly killing Jose and the Red Moon Wolf, he was now planning to take the next step. Of course, it's not over yet. When the divine power of the Shira realm is increased from LV10 to LV12, after 2 levels in a row, he also got a new opportunity to summon members of the Guild of All Realms. This time the new members he summoned were exactly Cat Legion +2. The new members of the Cat Legion are none other than Haig and Tashung Kitty. There are 2 cat girls again, one is a big European girl, the other is a small-breasted one. One Oni-san, one lowly. One is charming, the other is cute. Perfectly complementary. Not only that, how can we stand still when a new storm has appeared? A new dragon is also coming as promised. In addition to Haig and Tashung Kitty, Ron also has a newly summoned member of the 10,000 Realms, who is the legendary Stardust Battle. As a result, Ron already has 3 dragons, the blue-eyed white dragon, the red-eyed black dragon, and the Stardust dragon. Just in time, let's make a big fuss tonight. Let the blue-eyed white dragon descend Magnolia, and kill it in advance before the blue scorpion leads the B-level Dark Guild's Blue Poison Legion to attack the Dragon Empire. Let the true red-eyed black dragon descend on the Blue Poison Wetland and directly destroy the base camp of the Blue Poison Legion. Finally, let the Stardust dragon descend on the base camp of the B-level regular Guild Thunder Roar and annihilate it. After all, the eldest brother of Lightning Guild is Thunder Roar. Thunder Roar has also been eyeing the Dragon Empire. The other party was a regular guild, and Ron was too lazy to cause trouble. If he took action directly, he would be targeted by the Magic Council. Therefore, Stardust Dragon is the perfect attacker. Let him control Stardust Dragon and act as the mastermind behind the scenes. Blue Eyes White Dragon vs Blue Scorpion Army. True Red Eyes Black Dragon vs Blue Poison Legion Base Camp. Stardust Dragon vs Thunder Roar B-level regular guild. The 3 dragons coming out together will definitely set off a huge information storm on the Ishgar continent, allowing humans and demons to feel the shock of the return of the real dragons. The true dragons, who had disappeared for hundreds of years, returned as kings again, and the ultimate impact they brought was enough to shake everyone's hearts. And Ron is the mastermind behind this grand show of the return of the dragon. The legend about dragons will surely wake up after tonight. The fear genes that have been dormant in human hearts for hundreds of years and the genes that fear real dragons will also wake up with the return of the real dragons. Since there is going to be trouble, then make a scene. Now the double black dragon is out. Holy Ten Jose has also fallen. The Book of Zirf demon is also completely dead. Ron knew that this had moved the Senate. He is now in Rocktown again, although his work is very clean. But in order to avoid accidents, he decided to make a scene and attract the attention of the Magic Council. When dragons appeared everywhere in the continent of Ishgar. Dragons that have disappeared for hundreds of years are returning to all parts of the continent. The Magic Council's attention will naturally not be focused on Rocktown, and Ron's suspicion will be cleared a lot. What's more, Ron's goals are the Blue Scorpion Army, the Blue Poison Army Base Camp, Thunder Roar, and so on. These are all his hostile forces, forces that must be destroyed sooner or later, and they are also a thorn in Ron's side. Just in time, with the help of tonight's chaos, all these hostile forces will be wiped out. Let the real dragons attack. Let the Stardust Dragon, the true Red Eyes Black Dragon, and the Blue Eyes White Dragon cause a scene. By the way, clear all obstacles for him and get rid of these hostile forces, so as to remove a thorn in his flesh. By the way, we can also improve the strength of Stardust Dragon, True Red Eyes Black Dragon, and Blue Eyes White Dragon to see how strong the current True Dragon Legion is and how big the gap is with the Black Dragon Acnologia. When his True Dragon army is strong enough to resist the Black Dragon Acnologia, it will be his showdown. It is also an opportunity to conquer the eastern continent Ishgar, the western continent Arakadesia, and the northern continent Kurtina. Ron's ultimate goal is to conquer the eastern continent Ishgar, the western continent Arakadesia, and the northern continent Kiltina. There is nothing you can do about it. In the fairy tale world, it is useless even if you think about it. The black dragon has gone completely crazy in the later stage and wants to destroy the world. This is equivalent to a world-destroying disaster, so you must improve your strength to protect yourself. At this stage, his power is still difficult to resist the Black Dragon and the Alvarez Empire. Therefore, he must improve his strength crazily and intercept more than 20 potential new stars. For example, Brandish Shan, War Concubine de Maria Yesta, Altir Milkovich, etc. In contrast, after letting Brandish P and War Concubine de Maria Yesta become the guardian saints with 12 shields, and then attack the opponent, he prefers to intercept Brandish P and War Concubine de Maria Yesta in advance. The same goes for Altir. Instead of letting Blacken experience a miserable childhood, it would be better to cut off Altir in advance, regain Blacken, and kill Brain, the source of all evil, in advance. While his thoughts were spreading, Ron raised his eyes and took a look. In the cold and silent night sky, the gauze-like moonlight fell on him. The hazy cold light, like a veil, draped over Ron's body, and the breeze blew by. His forehead hair swayed slightly, and the corners of his mouth twitched. It's time to take action. A thought. Under the control of Shira Realm Divine Power V12. Ron controlled the red-eyed black dragon from a long distance and let it descend into the Blue Poison Wetland, which is the base camp of the Blue Thunder Legion. As the power of the Shira realm increased to LV12, Ron has already controlled the extra-dimensional space, just like Urza's double-dressing magic controlling an extra-dimensional space. Before summoning the real dragons, he can let the real dragons live in a different dimension, and then summon them again when necessary. In this way, the breath of the real dragons, as well as the whereabouts and traces of the real dragons can be perfectly hidden. After all, the Black Dragon Acnologia is looking for and slaying dragons all over the world. One must be cautious. Ron has no intention of contacting the Black Dragon until his strength reaches its peak. Obscene development is the way to go. When his strength is strong enough, he can summon Obelisk's Titan Soldier, Osiris's Sky Dragon, and Sun God's Winged Dragon. Or, when the Blue Eyes White Dragon, True Red Eyes Black Dragon, and Stardust Dragon are evolved, let the True Dragon Legion deal with the Black Dragon Acnologia. Instead of just fighting in groups, just single out this big black lizard. It will be all right. Ron is full of hope in the future, but he has to endure it at this stage. That's all. Ron is the man behind the scenes. Using the Asura Realm Divine Power IV12, he has silently controlled the red-eyed Black Dragon and launched a plan. The other side. Blue Poison Wetland. The red moon is in the sky, in the extremely weird wetland. A gloomy city of bones suddenly emerged. Decorations of bones and skulls can be seen everywhere. This is the base camp of the Blue Poison Legion, the Bone City. In the city, in the huge hall, the scarlet moonlight shines through the broken windows, shrouding the guild members of the Blue Poison Legion. They wore uniform black robes and black hoods, and their entire bodies were covered tightly. The black robes were engraved with the guild emblem of the Blue Poison Legion, with strange scarlet patterns, which were very conspicuous. When Blue Scorpion led part of the Blue Poison Legion to Magnolia, preparing to attack the Dragon Empire. At the current Blue Poison Legion's base camp in the huge Bone City, there are still 70 or 80 people left guarding the Bone City. These people gathered in the dark hall, praying silently to the demon statue in the center. I pray that Lord Blue Scorpion will win the final victory and take down the Dragon Empire. After the prayer, they gathered together again and started discussing. Their expressions were ferocious, their eyes were greedy, their voices were violent, and their whole bodies were full of viciousness and cruelty. Hehehehe, as expected of Master Blue Scorpion, he is indeed despicable, shameless, and mean. When the so-called Ron went out to perform a commissioned task, he directly stole the Dragon Empire, captured their people, and used them as threats. Ron, simply invincible. That's right, despicability is the passport of the despicable. As long as we are despicable enough and learn the techniques of stealing from Master Blue Scorpion, one day we will also succeed. He, that's right, stealing is so fun. You can win without any effort. No one can imagine that we actually stole the Dragon Empire. It's a perfect plan. That's right. We, the Blue Poison Legion, are the most powerful. When it comes to stealing homes, no one dares to claim to be first if we are second. I've also heard that Ron is very mysterious and seems to have a lot of power. No matter how strong he is, it's useless. Let's just play dirty and steal his house to see what he does. In the Blue Poison Legion's perception, being despicable, shameless, and mean enough is the greatest compliment. If someone praises them as good people, that is the most vicious curse. They are like hyenas. They like to play dirty. Hyenas like to dig out the anus. They like to sneak attacks. They have the same purpose but the same purpose. It is precisely because of the guild style that they can occupy a place in the world of dark guilds and become the infamous Blue Poison Legion. The president, Blue Scorpion, is even more like a hyena, stealing people's homes everywhere, like digging their anuses, and he never tires of it. Just when they were triumphant and had a chance to win. Outside the Bone City, the red moon hangs under the dome, and the scarlet moonlight falls on the world. An extreme sound broke through the air, like a dragon roaring through cracked gold and stone, shaking the entire sky and making the entire earth begin to tremble. The source of the sound is from the sky above the Bone City. In an instant, the entire Bone City also trembled. Many hanging bone ornaments fell to the ground. Immediately, the expressions of everyone in the Bone City and the Blue Poison Army's defenders suddenly changed. Their original cheerful appearance suddenly changed. Their faces turned tense and their expressions solemn. They all picked up their magic weapons, guarded them in front of them, and stood ready. There's some movement. It seems like there's an enemy attack. Good guys. It's been a long time since we've seen you. We, the Blue Poison Army, have always stolen from other people's homes. We are invincible when it comes to stealing from others. We are actually being robbed today. Do you really think that we, the Blue Poison Legion, are just eating daddy? Let's go, brothers, let's go out together and see who dares to steal from us. And dare to come to our base camp. In an instant, the mighty Blue Poisonous City guarding army came out in full force. They all came outside the Bone City, followed the source of the sound, and looked up at the Scarlet Dome. Everyone looked puzzled. The sound sounds a bit like a dragon's roar. Are you stupid? How could it be the dragon's roar? Dragons have disappeared for hundreds of years. If it is really the dragon's roar, I can help you eat it. Stay away from labor and management. What about your mother? What are you thinking? I just want to express that this can never be Long Ming. When the Blue Poisonous City guarding army was confused, the leading city guard captain stood up. He was wearing the same black robe as everyone else, covering his entire body with a strict reaction. It's just that there is a pair of horns on the head, and there is a bull nose ring running through the nose. The whole person is muscular, like rock-like muscles, which is very conspicuous. The Tauren captain snorted coldly and said sternly, "Don't be careless and be alert. Master Blue Scorpion is in Magnolia, preparing to steal the Dragon Empire. So, we must defend the base camp of the Blue Poison Legion. You can't disgrace Lord Blue Scorpion, and you can't even disgrace Lord Goddess of the Chill Moon Sela. After all, they, the Blue Poison Legion, are experts in stealing. If someone breaks into your home, it will be so embarrassing that you end up at your grandma's house." For a time, roaring sounds continued to sound on the Scarlet Dome, like thunder or dragon roaring, carrying a majestic momentum. Such visions made the Tauren captain look confused. He touched his head and stared at the dome above, murmuring, "What on earth is going on?" He has been in the Blue Poison wetland for decades and has never seen anything like this. There was a sky-shaking roar under the dome. This roar was so much like the legendary dragon roar. However, dragons are a legendary species. In reality, it simply cannot exist. At this moment, there are also some other dark guilds near the Blue Poison wetland, coming out to enjoy the show. After all, this is the area of dark guilds. The surrounding dark guilds include Mokantame, Dark Jojoan Da Chong, Dark Yadi, etc. Naturally, they also noticed the strange sights and terrifying roars that occurred in the sky above the Blue Poison base camp, which shocked their hearts. For a while, they also silently watched the Blue Poison Legion, planning to watch the show. Look who it is, so ignorant that he dares to attract the attention of the Blue Poison Legion. After all, this is the territory of the Dark Guild, adhering to the principle of support from all sides when one party is in trouble. If the regular guild dares to come, they will definitely fight back in groups and annihilate all the incoming enemies. Their local Dark Guild is quite strict with its rules. Suddenly, while everyone is still eating and watching the show, the roar of the dragon strikes again. The only difference is that this time, thunder is shining under the Scarlet Dome, dark clouds are rolling, and terrifying electric arcs are jumping in the dark clouds. At the same time, there was also a chant of summons, which was like a chant from the eternal vicissitudes of life, under the Scarlet Dome. sounds, chanting the summoning spell. True red flashing pupils, sharp claws tearing apart the heaven and earth, the black dragon with true red eyes. Break the shackles that imprison you in purgatory and bring destruction to my enemies. Appear. Anger. The angry black flames will burn everyone who meets its eyes to ashes. The true red-eyed black dragon. Arrival. Suddenly, under the majestic chanting. The chanting shook everyone's soul. This was like the chant of death coming from the abyss of hell, tearing at their souls and intimidating their hearts. The members of the Dark Guild were all stunned, with horrified expressions, pale faces, and violent sweats. Before they could react, the summoning chant ended. The scarlet dome was torn open by dark and ferocious claws, and the gap gradually widened. Immediately afterwards, a terrifying figure crawled out. The person who appeared was none other than the legendary dragon, a dragon that had disappeared for hundreds of years. The moment the real red-eyed black dragon appeared, there was no nonsense or hesitation. As the dragon of destruction, the true red eyes are filled with anger, and the mouth of the true red-eyed black dragon is also condensed with angry black flames. The majestic black flames gathered in his mouth like a tsunami, intending to destroy everything in front of him with one black flame bullet that would destroy the world, thereby completing the master's mission. The whole process, from the call of the dragon and the chanting of incantations, to the official arrival of the legendary red-eyed black dragon, was completed in the blink of an eye. Before anyone could react, the black flame bullet that destroyed everything in one blow was charged and ready to be fired. It was fully charged and the black flame was also fully charged. At this moment, the entire blue poison wetland was silent and deathly quiet. The members of the Dark Guild stared at the red-eyed black dragon in front of them with trembling eyes like stupid geese, and they were stunned on the spot, as if a turbulent wave was rising in their hearts. Dragon is actually real. Also, what is it planning to do with its black fire attack? They are not the Blue Poison Legion. They are just enjoying the show. Do they plan to destroy it together? Don't be kidding. Please like my videos and subscribe for more videos.